What up?
Hello.
We back.
There it is.
Get it started.
Yes.
What's good?
Hey, you know, things.
How we doing?
Good.
How's the week go for everybody?
It was good for me.
What'd you do if that was fun?
I went to Julian with
Ooh.
Chris, our producer, Copy and Steal. Give me a drop. Oh, I thought he was going to give me a drop. Never mind. And that's it.
One of
Did
those?
you guys do anything cool? Oh, I went to the pumpkin patch again today.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a joke. There you go.
So I felt like, oh, cool. You went to Nate's? Cool.
Whatever, guys.
Nate's Butt
Jealous.
Farm or
You wanna
Bates
go-
Nut
You
Farm?
want to go on hay rides?
Did you do that?
Yeah, I went on a hay ride. You think I went to Nate's Butt Farm and didn't wait?
Bates Nut
Now I
Farm.
threw you off,
Dude,
see?
it's
It
always
threw me
Nate's
off.
butt farm,
God,
though.
this is nuck and futz, dude. I got to get this right.
That was pretty good.
All right. Where are we? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you.
As my weekend went, as a Titans fan, I felt really good. 5-0.
Uh-oh.
That's all I need to say. 600 yards of offense. Tannehill,
Here we
MVP
go.
Henry. I'm just starting off early, guys. But Daniel, you want to go ahead and start us with the intro, brother?
Yeah, I got a nice little rundown for you guys. So, of course, we'll get into the NFL. The NFL carousel is essentially us just recapping all the games. Some fantasy F around. I'm just going to
Bleep that out,
censor it
dude.
a little bit because
For the
Barb
kids.
Haley's
For the
listening.
kids. And
Fantasy
Barb.
F around. We'll talk a little bit about how our fantasy squads are doing. Maybe provide some value with some sleepers. I don't have any, but maybe listen in. You're going to find out
No,
if
we
got
definitely
something.
do have sleepers.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
dude?
many
Come
of
on.
them. Sorry to bury the lead. Travis is going to do his top 10 power rankings in the NFL. Stay tuned for that. Should be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Probably have some disagreements on our end, I would assume.
I wouldn't imagine. I mean, I'm the smart one of the group, so.
There it is.
Kind of hard to argue with that, too.
Not according to this last week's pick'ems.
No,
Yes.
not this week.
Which
We'll get over
Aaron
that.
won.
Oh, no. Oh, man, I wanted to build up a little suspense, dude.
which Aaron was
a part of.
a part of that. Then this week's NFL picks, of course, we'll drop into some NBA, free agency, frenzy, things of that nature. And then the World Series is about to start. The Rays are taking on the Dodgers. The highest payroll versus lowest payroll, which is kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
Well, aren't the Yankees
Did you-
number one? I
I
thought
don't
the
know.
Yankees had the top
No,
payroll.
dude, Dodgers. No, Dodgers after the Mookie deal.
That might have
But
took
that's
them
the
over
thing.
top.
They haven't paid Corey Seager. They haven't paid
Doesn't
Bellinger. I
matter.
think.
Dodgers are-
No, but the Yankees paid Aaron Judge and they played Giancarlo. We'll get there when we
Even
get
if
there.
it's one or two.
It's close.
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, one or
it's
two.
top. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if they were number one. Irrelevant.
And then we'll round it out with some Wagos, and that should be a pod, guys. So let's wrap it up and let's talk about the NFL first, huh?
Okay.
My biggest takeaway is how shitty a third of the whole NFL is. You understand? 11 of the 32 teams have one win or less.
That's
I don't know when the last time that's happened. I think it was something like 20 or 30 years ago. But it's kind of weird. And it's kind of, you see the flip side. You see all these 4-1 teams and
Yeah.
these 5-1 teams. You rarely see these 3-2 or 2-3.
It's like America. There's no middle class.
oh, damn. It's firm. There's a
that?
lot of people in the bottom third.
Was
apparently.
that funny or not funny?
Oh, fuck.
I like it.
A little firm, but that was my
Yeah.
biggest takeaways. You know, the rich got richer, I guess you can say, Travis.
Yeah.
But a lot of close games, a lot of blowouts. Like we just experienced a Monday night blowout with the Cardinals blowing out the Cowboys. Sorry, JR. We were playing in fantasy. I won that, by the way.
Ooh.
But no, there's a lot to take away. But my biggest one is just like the difference in win losses right now, and you can see the division leaders are kind of you're about to show their true colors, in my opinion.
How many undefeated still? The
Titans are still undefeated.
Steelers?
The Steelers.
No, I got it here. Hold on.
I think it is just the Titans and the Steelers.
Aaron, you want to roll? You want to pull up that so we got
Yes,
it?
I will.
Steelers, Titans, Seahawks are still 5-0.
Oh,
okay.
Seahawks, nice.
That's nice. First time ever the Seahawks have been 5-0.
Oh, really?
Yes. Isn't
No,
that
but
crazy?
it is crazy. But going off a little bit of what Aaron's saying, it's interesting. You know, like we do have a lot of one win or no win teams, and then there's those top heavy guys, and it kind of makes me think about the matchups that we've been getting the last couple of weeks. Like, you know, we had the Titans and the Bills both undefeated. Tonight we had the 4-1 Chiefs against the 4-1 Bills. Like, good games are going to start to happen because I feel as we've been trying to put together these 5 games that we're going to bet on every week.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been harder and harder.
Yeah, it's like not a lot of great games, really.
Yeah,
huh?
because it's always a great team against a crappy team, and that's where it just piles up and snowballs.
Do you think it like turns in? Like, do you think it? I'm trying to think of the word.
Talk
Like,
with your hands. There you go.
digresses to the mean. I guess
Regresses to the mean.
regresses, like goes forward to the mean, so where everybody's kind of average or
I don't,
nah.
Well, I don't know. If you think about it in baseball, right, at every trade deadline, there's buyers and sellers. The NFL, the trade deadline is not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
But I still feel like there's teams that are like, all right, we're going to go after Trevor Lawrence. And then there's teams that are like, okay, we're leading in our division.
Yeah.
But for example, like the NFC East, they're all just
The worst.
the worst. They're all horrible.
God, they are though. The Eagles look atrocious.
The
The Cowboys
just
still
got
in
destroyed.
first place at 1-5.
No, the Eagles won a game. They have one win and one tie.
Don't the Cowboys have a win?
One, but the Eagles have a tie.
Oh yeah,
Cowboys
yeah.
got 2 wins. I think Cowboys were on
Who they?
top.
No.
No.
Oh, that's right. They beat the Giants when Dak got hurt.
And who's the
The
other
Falcons when they came back by like 20 points.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay,
I think the
good call.
Cowboys are
All
on
right.
top. And then the Washington whatever's
Washington football team.
football
Yeah,
team,
cool.
FC football club.
one? All right, we're gonna get into
we'll get
all
over
these
that. Yeah, yeah,
games real quick, and we're just
Thanks for
gonna
cutting me
give
off.
our
Good
brief
call.
synopsis. No, I got you. Our brief synopsis of the games. We don't want to get too far into them because there's 16 games. But first one is the Broncos at Patriots. And the Broncos won 18-12. Drew Lock came back, didn't look very good. He was injured, of course. He had an AC joint shoulder injury. They were able to beat Cam Newton. Of course, he's coming back from COVID. They said that there was a lot of, lack of practicing in regards to the. What are your guys' thoughts on that one? That was a weird game.
I thought it was the biggest dud. I thought it was really telling. We were really high on the Patriots because we didn't know what Cam was initially going to do. So, of course, they're going to do good in the very beginning. But now that teams that have a little bit film on Cam in the Patriots offense, it's kind of getting figured out, in my opinion. And lack of practicing, it's a terrible fucking excuse after the Titans just missed 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah,
are
I
you
know.
shitting me? And apparently he's been doing all this homework. So to him to only put up 12 points against a Denver team, it's really telling that
What did we say last time? 100 million of their defense was injured or something?
Oh yeah, Denver had like $129 million on the salary cap of defensive players that are on
are
IR.
injured. Yeah. And, I mean, here we are. Drew Lock beat Cam Newton, and we were talking about the Patriots being a top 10 team this year, and now they look like a bottom 10 team.
No, you're right. They came out so hot, right? They were 2-0. They were fantastic. And then they had that Seahawks game where they were a foot away from winning it.
Yeah.
So we were all like, oh, yeah, the Patriots are still the Patriots. But ever since this COVID stuff happened, like Aaron said, like it's kind of silly to make an excuse out of it because the Titans have been
I don't want to
able-
hear anything, really.
Yeah.
even though they were doing fake practices behind the scenes.
Shout out.
Oh, I'm sure.
You ain't
So, I
cheating,
mean,
you
I
ain't
don't know if
trying.
it's necessarily
If
fake.
it ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
No, but yeah, I mean, I think that the New England Patriots and Cam Newton are regressing to the mean, as phrase you used earlier.
I think it was interesting. Melvin Gordon was out. I don't know what injury he got. I didn't hear anything about
I
it.
think
But
it was more of a hangover.
what?
You didn't hear
I
about
heard-
this?
I heard
this
some-
dude
I
got a
saw a meme.
DUI earlier in the week. This fool got a DUI earlier in this week.
I saw me.
And so a
missed
lot
this.
of people were like, dude, his injury is the motherfucker's hungover still. Hilarious. I don't know if it's necessarily true. Maybe it was more of like
It was probably a team
maybe
suspension.
an in-house suspension. Exactly what I was thinking of. That happens all the time and doesn't go public.
Yeah.
Philip Lindsay looked okay.
He had over 100 yards. That's what I was going to say.
Okay to me though, because I mean, like this is like the one game. Have you said his name any other game this year?
No, because Melvin's been taking the bulk, but I remember Phillip the last 2 years being good.
Good.
He had 1,000
Not
yards,
great.
a couple.
He's just I don't know.
no, he's not a premier running back. in the
Both of
league.
them just don't do it for me.
I agree.
All
No, they
that's
don't,
too
no.
much time on Denver. Let's go to the next one. Damn, are we really gonna talk? All right, Texans
and
Titans.
Titans.
So I'll let you guys, and I'll finish up. What was your guys' take from the Texans Titans game?
You want to go, Dano?
I'll go. Derrick Henry, bro. Like going into overtime, he had 19 carries for like 206 yards. I put it on our group chat. That was insane. But to see old boy Tannehill, bro, pulling through and getting that game tying drive to force it into overtime was very impressive. I think that wipe away everything Tannehill did on the Miami Dolphins, which, by the way, he made a shitty team a little less shitty. Like, what are you really going to do with that team? For the Titans, he's just been nothing but excellent. I think he has – Aaron will give you the stats on how many touchdowns, but a lot of touchdowns and very few picks. He's able to not have a ton of pressure because he's got a good run game. He's got a good O-line and a pretty good defense as well, excluding this week, of course. But, I was really pleased to see Tannehill, put in some work and get that game-tying drive in as well.
Yeah, kind of going off what you were saying. I think that before the season happened last year, we had this discussion. I thought that Adam Gase was the reason that they were 8-8-ish for his whole tenure there and not Ryan Tannehill. I felt like Adam Gase drugged that team.
Yeah.
But the evidence so far in the last 18 months would prove quite the opposite. It's clear that Adam Gase is a horrible head coach and should never get a head coaching job again. And it's clear that Tannehill was held back by him. So, I mean, it's cool to see him be successful in a new spot, letting people know that, hey, you're not stuck to the team that drafted you. You still have an opportunity somewhere else if you keep grinding and getting it. That's basically it. Yeah, Houston actually good for them to fight so hard against a good team since they're so bad. But other than that, yeah.
Well, it was everything that I want to see on offense. Defense, we looked atrocious, to be honest with you. Deshaun Watson has been very suspect this year, and he put up 350 and 4 touchdowns against us, no interceptions. So, the defense is still a work in progress. They made plays when they needed to. They went for 2, and if they would have got it, we would have been fucked. And, Jeffrey Simmons batted it down. So, timely plays like that got us into position, but also got us out of position because, we gave up 36 points in the first, you know what I mean? That's unacceptable. However, it was the first time in NFL history, not just Titans history, which is not that great anyways, NFL history.
Well, it is also the first time in Titans history.
Also the first time in Titans history, 350-yard passer with a 200-yard rusher. First time in NFL history.
That's incredible.
That's incredible, right? We were 6 of 8 in the red zone, all of them touchdowns. Mm-hmm. We have the number 1 red zone touchdown rate. We score 18 touchdowns out of 23 trips, which is like 74%, and it's like the next closest is like 64%. Derrick Henry having over 200 yards. He is the only player to have 3, and the rest of the NFL has 4 since 2018.
I think he has 4, and the rest of the NFL has 3, bro.
No, it's 3 and 4.
It's
Is
3
it?
and 4. Yeah.
It is 3 and 4.
Oh, wow.
Promise you. But
still good, though.
In the last 15 games that you're mentioning, like this dude is averaging. He's on pace this year to have 1,900 yards and 20 touchdowns. That's what he's on pace to get. He already has 580 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry, or 4.9. He has 11 consecutive games with a touchdown. He had the game-winning touchdown, and guess what? He had 53 yards receiving. That set up our game-winning, in the overtime that we won it all, which he was the quarterback and took a direct snap on third and goal, and he got it in.
Bro, that was so nice. Oh my gosh, he's incredible.
The Titans' offense is absolutely rolling. We have the number 2 scoring offense. We're averaging 36 points a game, which is absolutely absurd. We're averaging almost 400 yards on offense, which is number 2 in the NFL. We have a championship offense. It's our defense that I'm really skeptical about. We only have 6 sacks on the year. We have the best plus-minus in terms of turnovers, so that's why I'm saying the timeliness. We are +8 in that category. That's the timeliness. However, the defense is going to catch up to you against some really good teams. Do I think Houston's a good team? No, they're 1-5, but they also pushed us to overtime. And they're one of the best 1-5 teams next to the Chargers. But out of this takeaway is it's credit to our OC and our HC. Our offensive coordinator is absolutely unreal. He's going to be head coach next year, Arthur Smith. And then with Vrabel had a penalty that he did on purpose with like 2.5 minutes left, and he threw a 12th man on the field, which caused the penalty when it was 2nd and 1, because we're like, fuck, he's going to get the first down anyway. Let's save a timeout by giving them the free 5 yards, but it stops the clock. And it saved the Titans 40 seconds, and we had no timeouts on that last drive. If we do not have that 40 seconds, Tannehill does not have the time to go down and score that touchdown. By the way, you're mentioning the game-winning drives.
Yeah.
Tannehill, out of our 5 wins, 4 out of 5 of them had been from game-winning drives.
Nice.
So that's why I'm skeptical about my 5-0 Titans. Cautiously optimistic. We look fantastic in offense, defense skeptical. We've had 4 game-winning drives. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm glad that we won. I'm glad we're 5-0. I'm glad we're the number 1 team in the AFC South. We're going to take that division this year. But we have a tough matchup. I think the game against the Steelers is going to be very telling.
They're playing next week? Boom. Yeah, we got that on the pick'ems. Next game, you got the Browns at Steelers. The Steelers absolutely bodied the Browns. I'll start with this one. Based on what I saw, I think that Baker Mayfield has got to be on his way out, unfortunately. I mean, they have a ton of talent from receiving core to a great O-line now to a ton of tight ends as well. And you put up 7 points, bro. I understand the Steelers have a sweet D-line. They actually really do. Like, somebody told me a crazy stat that like 3 out of 4 of their guys like get to the quarterback in 3.2 seconds or something like
their
that.
Quarterback pressure rate is number 1 in the NFL, and it's something like 48 or 46% on dropbacks.
Yeah.
The next closest is like 35.
Yeah, no, I think that they're incredible on the defensive line, and it's just Baker Mayfield, bro. He has an atrocious arm. He makes really bad reads, and you have a ton of talent, bro. And I just you shouldn't drop 7 points like against any team. I'm sorry, so I'm disappointed in him. I think that he's on his way out this year.
You know what would have been really nice is the Browns were smart and took Sam Darnold with that first pick, so that way he's not stuck.
You think Sam Darnold would have been doing that much better than Baker, though?
With this
I do, bro.
talented offense? I think you put Daniel Jones or whoever. Like, I think Baker is like a poor leader. I don't think he has the intangibles to be a good quarterback, and he's proven it. I mean, they have like this incredible team, and don't get me wrong, they're 4-2, so they're not like out of it by any means, and they're not doing horribly. But if you watch those games, like you could just tell Baker's just not the answer. Like, it's his third year. Like, he should have it somewhat together by now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. But going more off that game, Pittsburgh's defense, their front seven's amazing. Ben Roethlisberger's back, and they're rolling. Bad part, though,
Claypool's killing.
Devin Bush tore his ACL.
Yeah, I know.
They're starting inside linebacker, so that's a huge hit to them.
That's huge, massive.
Yeah.
He's like their best dude, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's where I'm at on that game.
My biggest takeaway is how good are the fucking Steelers this year, man? Like, honestly, like I was really high on them going into the year just because Big Ben's healthy. You know, everyone they got a little bit chip on their shoulder, and they still finished 8-8, so they were still a good team. You know, getting Minka at the end of last year, that was obviously showed a huge boost. He had a pick 6 after having a not a great first 4 games.
That was a terrible pick too.
It was absolutely atrocious. But you have all these linebackers, T.J. Watt. You got all these guys up front that are just so amazing, and their defense just swarms to the ball, and it's fun to watch. And then you have big men with Juju as a complement receiver, like Daniel's been saying that he is, and Slayton, or was it not Slayton? Claypool has been doing so well.
He's huge.
And James Conner had a great game. So they're just a complete team overall. Their defense, however, that we keep praising, has given up the second most points through the air, or second most yards through the air. So let's not suck their dick too hard right now, because their defense is still giving up a shit ton of points. They had a great outing against a terrible quarterback. Great. It was also in their division. You know what I mean? And those division games mean a lot. You know, the Houston Titans game they were just mentioning. Yeah. However, the Steelers are the real deal. I think they're the number one, just on Travis's power rankings. I have the Steelers number 1 in my opinion, and they're the scariest team right now. And they showed it against the Browns why they are.
The Steelers and the Titans are just good run game, solid. Well, I guess you said the Titans don't have a good defense, but just like those two teams right there look like teams that make it deep in the playoffs for sure. So I agree with you on that. Next game we got the Ravens at Eagles. This one seems close on paper. It was 30-28. Ravens won that, of course. But really it wasn't. I know the Eagles scored some garbage time touchdowns at the back end.
They had a chance, though. They had a chance. They went for 2, and they didn't get it. So they had a chance. It was close, and it was reasonably close. The Ravens, they let off the gas. It reminded me of a Schottenheimer. I didn't mean to cut you off, but they let off the gas like a motherfucker. And it was kind of weird because this is not a team that lets off the gas like that. And they did. Their offense couldn't do shit in the second half. The Eagles looked atrocious. Carson Wentz is terrible. I don't like Carson Wentz. I've never been a fan of his. He is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL this year. They should give Jalen Hurts a try. However, even the time that they gave Jalen Hurts looks suspect as fuck too. The Eagles are hurting, man. They do not look good. Credit them to even be in this game. But Daniel's right. For the majority of the game, it was not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to think that Lamar Jackson, being the team that if they have the lead, they're undefeated, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
for them to give up that kind of a comeback rally, I guess, being the Eagles, that's kind of, the Eagles have been so bad, especially through the air.
So bad.
They have mailmen and DoorDash delivery guys playing wide receiver. They have nothing.
They have 2 tight ends and then Jalen Rager, who's still hurt, I believe.
I mean, Miles Sanders put up 100 yards, and he looked okay, but still, I mean.
They've had guys in and out all year. Carson Wentz looks like he just has the world on top of him.
Dude, he's terrible.
He has not played well at all.
He also has the most sacks. They have the most sacks given up.
Well, yeah, so it's kind of almost like the Sam Darnold situation. I feel like Sam Darnold has nothing right now. Me and Aaron were having a discussion in the car over, but we'll talk about that another time. I just think that – sorry, I was just going to say I think that the Ravens, I don't know if they're as hot as they were last year. I know they have a loss. It's not a big deal. Teams are going to lose. No one's going to go undefeated. But, I don't think that they're the team that people fear that they did last year. I don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Mark Ingram's a year older. Their run game.
Dobbins.
They got J.K. Dobbins.
Freaking Lamar had a lot of rushing yards. I know that. Almost 100. Yeah. So that's been good, but just Lamar didn't take the step forward that I would have liked to see, unfortunately. I know you dropped 30 points, but you dropped 30 on the Eagles. Everybody and their mom's doing that too. So, I'm not going to say that's an impressive game. His passing yards weren't all that good, really, right? What did he throw for, 200?
I don't know.
Something real light. Aaron's clicking into it. But, it just wasn't a great game. And, you know, I think that if Baltimore is obviously they're going to make the playoffs again, I think that they lose in the first round again, bro. Like, they're looking like the Bengals of old who just always lost in the first round. You know, Andy Dalton was getting them there, but then they lost. Teams had times to figure him out, and he just can't throw outside the numbers yet, bro. Just can't do it.
There's that stat.
Still can't do it.
There's a stat. It's like against either Patrick Mahomes or a playoff team, like in the playoffs, like he's 0-4.
I saw that
But
in the playoffs. Period.
In the playoffs, if he's in the playoffs or against Patrick Mahomes, he's like 0-4 or 0-5. And if it's against anyone else in the NFL, he's 24-1. I think 25-1 now. So like when it comes to those big moments and those big matchups, that's where he folds.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs, like he's you know.
I mean, I
against
just
the
remember
Titans.
like the Chargers facing him 2 years ago in the playoffs, and that was like very small sample size, 6 games in, and he looked so bad. Like the Chargers embarrassed the shit out of him.
The
And I
Chargers
remember
defense has done that. They did that to Mahomes earlier this year.
they did, bro. They really
They did that to Aaron Rodgers last year. Remember?
Yeah.
So like,
I'm
Chargers
not.
are
I'm
known
not
to do that.
Yeah, and I'm not hating. I just remember. I'm just talking visuals here. Like I remember Joe Flacco was still on Baltimore, and the Baltimore crowd, because it was at Baltimore, right?
Yep.
They were booing him, and Joe Flacco was like, "That's fucked up." Like you saw it in his mouth. He's like, "That's fucked up that they're booing this dude." You know. But he had
Some
a
21-year-old
game.
rookie just drug his team to the playoffs.
I know, like 5-6 games wins in a row. Like, sorry, you lose your first one, but
Ruthless.
you know, hey, he's gonna have that stigma on him until he gets it off, bro. Like, sorry to say it, dude. The NFL is very competitive, obviously. So, next game we got the Washington.
I'm gonna take this one over.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys even want to talk about this?
Hey, good for the Giants.
I give two shits about.
I had
both
Daniel
these
Jones
teams.
starting. Yeah, I don't care.
I
No,
don't
hold
give a
on. If there's a Giants
Oh,
or a Redskins
fuck.
fan out there, or Washington football team fan out there,
My dad's
you're
one.
both screwed. So
Yeah,
that's what I have to
Well,
say.
that's not
about that
nice.
game.
Okay, Washington sucks. and
Okay,
Giants
they're
suck,
bad.
and
They're really bad.
They're both 1-5, and the Giants just got their first win. So that's where we're at, guys.
nice.
Next
Who was starting
game.
for them? Kyle Allen. What happened to Alex Smith?
I guess he went back to the backup.
Went back to the bench there, bud.
All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy that. Falcons at Vikings, the battle of the 1-5s. Falcons get their first dub, win
were
40-23. I will apologize tremendously for this one because
You thought the
I
Vikings were
thought
good.
the Vikings. No, I didn't. I said they were going to be like 5-10, 11 if you look at receipts, but I thought they were better than this, you know. And I thought 1-4 wasn't something they stood for. Keep in mind, I did say that actually, and I got heat for it in the beginning. But I
Yeah,
said
Aaron
the
got all
Vikings
mad about the
sucked.
Vikings.
I
Be
did.
like, they're going to be
do-
6-0. You take your receipts back.
I took a fat L on the Vikings for
But
sure.
but 1-4, I thought that their record they shouldn't be that.
They
bad,
should. They
bro.
shouldn't be
Like,
this bad.
Mike Zimmer, an excellent coach in my opinion, bro. He's
like,
he is a good coach. I like him. He's a good defensive coordinator guy. You know, their quarterback Kirk Cousins. Sorry. What I was thinking about today was when I looked at this game and I wanted to talk about it was like, bro, you had Case Keenum who was doing fine. Like Kirk Cousins is no better than Case Keenum, and you decided to pay Kirk Cousins like $120 million for what reason? Why not just run it back with Case Keenum who got you deep into the playoffs?
I figured they
it was
just
weird
They just thought that they had such a good team.
that was just
that-
like fool's gold. And
Yeah, like, oh, Kirk Cousins will come in here and not screw up and like help us get there. You know what I mean? I don't think, but like you said, $120 million. Like, let's chill out there, Minnesota Vikings. GM
also, the
guy.
Minnesota's defense, like that, I was praising in the beginning of the year, and that's what I was scuffed that I thought that the Vikings were going to be really good.
yeah.
Dude, they're getting 40 balls getting put on them. They
Getting
look
torched.
bad.
They just
man.
they're getting older. Like Harrison Smith is in like 31, 32 now. I know that's not old, but you're
Xavier Rhodes isn't there.
Xavier
Where's
Rhodes
he?
is gone. Trey Waynes is
He
gone.
left and looks good somewhere else. I forgot
Yeah,
where.
no, I saw him too,
Like
and
the
I was
Colts
like,
or some shit.
Yeah,
he
I
made
mean,
a dope play on somebody in receiving. I can't remember.
and they
who
lost
was that.
Linval Joseph to the Chargers, but he was their anchor on that D tackle, their nose guard for the longest time. Like that's going to affect the team.
Yeah,
It is just it's a weird deal. And you know what? I think you said you think Mike Zimmer is a good coach, and this
I
is
do.
a
I like
reflective
him.
of- I don't think I think this is a detriment to Dan Quinn. Like they just fired his ass at 0-5, and they put a 40 burger on the Vikings. On
Yeah,
the road.
yeah.
You know
So
what
they're
I mean?
hyped on that.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were up 20-0, and everyone thought, like, oh, they're up 20-0.
Here come the,
they're
here come
probably
the
gonna lose.
Falcons.
Speaking of, I think that's why the Texans did so good too. Like, you know, I know that they have a bad record, but I think they put up a good number because Bill O'Brien's out, and maybe the next man up is much better, you know. So I don't think you should take that as like, oh, the Titans sucked. Yeah, sure, they didn't do great, but I think the Texans are going to be better in the long run as well. Next juego, just to give you a little something nice, Aaron. All right,
nice.
all right, yeah, there you go. Next one, we got the Lions at the Jaguars. I didn't even watch anything on this game. I don't care, but we're gonna talk about it. Did you watch anything on the Lions Jags? The Lions won 34-16.
No, I didn't really watch too much. I saw a couple highlights. The highlights that I saw is Swift looked really good.
Yeah,
AP got a touchdown, which
Nice.
is I love seeing AP do good on anything.
facts.
But he still only has like 120 yards on the year. You know, D Swift had a 115 plus yard gain. He had 2 touchdowns. Good fantasy guy. I had him. Ironically, I think I fucking dropped him. So I suck apparently.
Do you still have them?
No, apparently,
rid of
of
him?
course not.
All right.
But the Lions, 2-3, they looked okay. You know what I mean? Take it a grain of salt. It's against the Jags team, man. The Jags are really, really bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they're going to be. I mean, of course I did think they're going to be this bad. But I was really a firm believer in Minshew.
Me too.
and the
I
Minshew
was
magic.
high on him, bro.
And he hasn't done anything that's special to me. So like the Jags getting Trevor Lawrence is not out of the question. You know what I mean? Everyone
Yeah.
wanted to jump on the Minshew train, and it's a product that we always say, if you don't have film on a guy, he's going to do some shit that you're not used to.
Always, yeah.
The minute that you get some film on the guy, and film is everything. I played college ball. Deanna, you played college ball. Film is everything.
Yeah.
And you give these NFL players a little bit film, they're going to pick it apart and they're going to figure it out. So in my opinion, good shit on Detroit by putting up 34, but you did it against the Jags.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, plenty of players can have a good season or a few good games, but longevity in the NFL, MLB, NBA is everything too. Like as soon as these guys understand, like, oh, that's his kryptonite. If you don't work on your kryptonite, then you're screwed. And so Gardner's longevity, he's probably going to get replaced. Believe it or not, if you do look at his stats, they're actually not as bad as you think they are. But yeah. Anyways, I think that Matt Patricia is going to be gone this year for the Lions. They're 2-3. I don't think they have a bad team, bro. I like Darius Slayton. I like some guys on their defense.
Dude, for real, I like their team. I don't know why they're so bad.
It's because I just think Matt Patricia's in over his head. He was a defensive coordinator for the Patriots the last few years, excluding last year he started for the Lions. That was his first year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could just tell, bro. It's like you're a D coordinator, bro. You got this lanky, long ass beard.
He's a Patriots assistant.
Yeah, like I don't know how to explain it. Like he looks like a positions coach, D line coach. Like you're not a head coach.
He looked like
guy.
Coach May in high school, right? Like,
That's where I'm
I
coming
love
from.
Coach Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Me too.
But
You
he
love
ain't
him as a positions coach,
But he ain't gonna be no head coach.
It's like,
nowhere,
my guy,
dude.
you're no head coach. So-
Randomly, dude, I know this is super random, but like
Yeah.
right before the quarantine, I remember going to Dave & Buster's with Harry, and we saw Coach May there, and he was there on like a company thing.
Nice.
And he gave me like,
Is he doing that? What's he? He does
He does
like
land-
turf,
some
right?
sort of turf or
Yeah,
grass. thing.
turf.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Remember, he was a scientist at one point.
God, dice.
Oh, Daniel.
Sorry, Chris.
Fucking
Keep
dropped
going.
the ball. Anyways, just random, Coach May. All right, we got to go quicker through these games.
Well, hold on. I want to talk about.
No,
the
you don't
Jags
get to
game.
talk.
Yeah, what happened with Coach May?
No, the Coach May thing was just like he gave me one of his cards, like the Dave & Buster card, so I can get free games and shit.
Oh.
That's what I was getting at, guys. All right, Travis, what do you got to say about the Jags game?
You mentioned the Jags are in the Trevor Lawrence deal. They're not. The Jets aren't winning a game, dude. The Jets are going to get the number 1 pick. I guarantee it.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris. He's a Jets fan.
It's all right.
Sorry. No, that's great, dude. You're going to have the first pick, and someone will either trade you the mountain in the world for
That's
Trevor
true.
Lawrence, or you get Trevor Lawrence.
That's true.
So it's not the worst thing in the
Not
world.
the worst thing. However, I think the Jags are in for a running for it. What do you got to say about that game? Did you watch that game?
I didn't get.
Of
I didn't
course you
watch
did.
the. I didn't watch the Jaguars versus who they played. The Lions.
Fuck
I
outta
missed
here,
the
bro.
Jaguars
Fuck outta
Lions
here.
game.
All right, did you watch the Bengals Colts game?
I did not. I caught some.
Oh,
clips.
I
I caught
watched
some
this
clips
game.
of it though.
I watched this game. This game was all Joe Burrow and the Bengals in the very first half, man. The Bengals look like world beaters for once in their lives. And the Colts, I told everyone the Colts are not that good. They're still 4-2. So everyone's like, oh, they're still 4-2. They're still good. Dude, they don't look good, though.
If they had a better quarterback, they'd be good.
Phillip Rivers was not their savior. Their offensive line is still pretty good. Their wide receivers are suspect. T.Y.
Their wide receivers aren't bad. It's Phillip Rivers. I'm trying to tell you, dude. Like, Phillip Rivers can't get him the ball. T.Y. Hilton is what? One of the best deep threats in the game?
No, he's
Phillip Rivers
terrible.
can't throw the ball 40
I hate
yards.
him.
You don't like T.Y.?
T.Y. is on my fantasy, and he's
Oh.
the worst fantasy player in the world, bro. I
He's
goddamn
just
hate
bad
him.
with Phil,
Yeah,
bro. 'cause
like
Phil
Aaron, we're
can't throw
trying to
deep
tell
threats.
you, dude. It's Phillip. It's not the receivers.
Bro, with this game, what it told me is just like the Bengals are just too young still. You know,
Yeah.
Joe Mixon was looking good, but then he went out with a foot injury, unfortunately. Of course, he's on my fantasy.
Perfect.
But
Excellent.
the Bengals look good. Joe Burrow looked good. And then, like, you know, I know you hate Phillip Rivers, but he actually looked like a veteran quarterback, and he won him the game, bro.
Yeah.
That was his best game by far this
Yeah,
year.
it clearly was. And it was the Colts looked terrible. So for them to come back, it was really good. But again, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's against the fucking Bengals, a young team. That's bad. They're 1-4.
1-4-1. Show some respect.
I think that if Phil can manage to play a little bit above marginal, which he absolutely can moving forward, that's a pretty good team, bro. Like we said in the beginning, good O-line, pretty good receiving core, got a good run game, got a rookie running back now, you know, and their defense is not miserable as
Their
well.
defense is number 1 in the NFL.
Oh, I didn't know that. But they give up 27, so I just said not miserable. But I guess number 1 in the NFL. 4-2, bro, and Phil has played 5 clunkers in 1 decent game. Like, really, if we're going to talk about it, that's actually quite impressive. They could be a good team moving forward, dude. I'm just saying.
No, I need a new quarterback.
Yeah, they need a new quarterback. They should have got on that Teddy Bridgewater deal. Or hey,
That would have been fire.
Sam Darnold looks like he might be available. Imagine Sam Darnold in that offense. That'd be kind of cool.
I agree, bro. Aaron,
Nice.
are you not? You don't like Sam?
I'm just not as high as on Sam. Like, you guys are talking him up like he is a world beater. And, I mean, like, yeah, he's had Adam Gase and
He's
everything.
not that world beater. He can't beat the world that is the New York Jets. I'll tell you that.
And he's looked good. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like, he can't even win 1 game for the Jets, bro. That's where I'm at. I mean, like, yes, he's good. Yes, he's good. If he's that good, he'd win me a fucking game.
Listen
or
here.
want to. You know
I
what I mean?
feel
he
you.
hasn't done that.
I understand you, but if you actually have you ever watched the Jets game this year? At least,
Bro,
the last-
I've watched some, and they're bad.
But
bro.
no, I get it. They're bad,
But come
but
on.
Adam Gase, as you know, is horrible. And then on top of that, like you watch those games, those players quit on the team. They've quit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have that. They lost the locker room. Sam Darnold can't carry the world on his shoulders. He's not Tom frickin' Brady or whatever. You know what I mean?
Dude,
No, he's not.
The
But
other
he's also not as good as you guys are making him out to be.
I think if you put him in the right system, I think if you put him on the Colts right now, Colts could be very well 6-0. I bet.
I could vibe with that.
No fucking way.
Another thing that's crazy about them, bro, they have Jamison Crowder, who's on my fantasy team, and this dude is like 74 years old, I think, and he's like a top 3 receiver in the league right now under Sam Darnold, bro, which is crazy, like in receiving yards. Isn't that nuts? I mean, Jamison Crowder, bro, would you ever think you'd say that about him? Top 3 receiver in the NFL? That's his best guy he's throwing to, bro. And
Well,
they have
since
a
we're-
dog shit O-line for, sorry to curse.
Well, no, they got Mekhi Becton. They got a new rookie left tackle.
He's injured. He's been
Never-
injured.
yeah,
for
they're
3
dog
weeks.
shit, sorry.
So yeah, they're just atrocious. Mekhi Becton was their number 1 first round pick. He's injured. That is a bad team, bro. Darnold's running for his life every single time, scrambling. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah,
know
Chris,
you're-
I was looking
Chris
over
is
it.
like, you dicks. But no, dude, I like Sam. And hey, good for old boy freaking Fitzpatrick putting 3 touchdowns
Yeah,
on
we
the
should
board.
talk. We should transition into that Jets Dolphins game. Don't you think?
I thought we were in that.
No, we got on the
I-
Sam Darnold
I was
topic,
going
talking
pee,
about
sorry.
the Colts and.
So the Dolphins win 24-0. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Fitzpatrick had 3 touchdowns. Tua came in at the back end, had his first couple of completions, went 2 for 2 for 9 yards, I believe. And, posted a little thing on Instagram. Very excited to be, he said he came a long way, something like that. Do you think that Fitzpatrick finishes out the season, or does Tua come in at some point? What are your guys' thoughts? They're 3-3 in the Dolphins, I mean.
Well, I was just going to say, like, you look at Joe
Yeah.
Burrow looking so successful. You look at Justin Herbert out here, like, shredding it,
Yeah.
all these young guys looking so good. If Tua's 100% healthy and ready to go, like, it doesn't matter what Ryan Fitzpatrick does this season. I don't care if he throws for 45 touchdowns and wins the MVP.
Yeah.
They're going to go with Tua going forward.
Yeah,
are.
for sure.
So, like,
But do you do that this year
If
when
Tua-
they're in first place in their division, by the way?
Bills are. If they are,
Facts.
what I'm saying is,
Sorry.
if they are really
They're
like
above the Patriots, though.
100% on him being healthy, like he's 100% ready to go, which obviously he is. He played.
Yeah.
Why not? And that way they can kind of establish what they're going to do. Like you see Herbert and you see what's his name, Joe Burrow doing so well, if Tua comes in and shits the bed, wouldn't that kind of give that indication that maybe like the way that rookies are going, you can find out a little bit sooner? I kind of feel like, because think about it, if you think about the last handful of years, quarterbacks that come out that are rookies, almost all hit right away. Almost all of them.
That start actually playing.
It used to be like a 50-50 rate, right? You draft a guy, like you might get a Jamarcus Russell, you might get a
Name guys that are hitting right now.
Kyler Murray was the number 1 overall pick. Yeah, he's not amazing, but they're 4-2, and he's
he hit his first year.
He hit.
Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield did not. He's one of the few that didn't, which is fair enough. Daniel Jones is not playing horrible.
Oh,
right now he
shitting me?
is.
Is he?
Are you
His
shitting me,
first
bro?
year.
They have nobody on their team.
his first year he's
Dude,
okay.
fuck
The first
outta here,
game the first season
It's a
he
bad
was
take,
well,
but keep going.
and then you have what's his name, Saquon's out. Like he looks
It's a
like
bad
he can
take.
play.
Still
No,
a bad
that
take.
was a
Sam
bad one.
Darnold, bad. Keep going, though. You
Is
got
Sam
some of
Darnold
those
that
you got.
bad? Because he
Yes.
looks good.
He's looked trash, bro.
Sam Darnold is.
I'm
good.
looking at
you
Mahomes'
guys.
record.
First year, I agree with you.
You guys are just looking too much at stats. I think.
No, I'm first
Like I've
year.
actually
I agree
watched
with
Jets
you.
games. Like I've actually watched those.
Me too.
Games.
I
are you
agree.
watching Jets
I'm in
games?
agreement
like,
with you. I'm in agreement.
Why am I watching? Because I'm a USC fan and I love watching Sam Darnold.
Facts. I
You
like
know what I
Sam,
mean?
too.
That's why I watch Jets games.
Aaron, aren't you a USC fan? Why are you hating on Sam?
Bro, you guys, I'm just hating on, like, you guys are, like, sucking all these dicks on these guys. I'm like, dude, I understand, like, the Justin Herbert one. I'm on board on that one. Yeah, for sure. Justin Herbert, you know.
And we
Joe
weren't
Burrow.
on board with him. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I didn't like him at all.
But what I'm saying is, like, having your rookie go in right away is not telling to me. You know what I
Telling
mean?
what? What do you mean?
Like for you to say that you should go with Tua after Fitz Magic has been doing what he's doing is absolutely blasphemy.
No,
to
he
me.
asked for for the rest of the season. I
Yes.
do think that if
Yes,
Tua is
I-
going to be the guy, eventually you have to move him in.
I don't put him in this season. Not at all. Not at all. The only way that I would have is if we were doing bad. But I'm going 3-3. I have a chance to go from a team. To understand the Dolphins were the worst team last year. They were the Jets of the NFL last year.
They
were
finished- they finished on a hot streak,
They
though,
finished
right?
winning 5 of 6 games, but for the first half,
At the
they
back.
were
you
like,
get my point.
Yeah, but they
that
were bad.
guy.
They were bad.
They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
bad. They looked like they quit on their team that you guys were just saying.
Yeah.
However, Fitz looked good in those last games, right? He's looking good this year. I know Fitz is a journeyman quarterback. He played for the Titans. I know what he can and cannot do.
he always does the
and
same thing.
However,
He lights it up and then falls
dude,
down.
it's good to let a quarterback sit. Jordan Love is going to sit. You know what I mean? We're going to have Tua sit. Patrick Mahomes sat. What do you guys got? You guys didn't mention that one. So all these
Yeah.
young guys that have sat for a little bit of time and learned behind guy, is Fitz the best guy? Maybe not amazing, but he's good. He's knowledgeable, very good quarterback. He's looking fantastic this year. So I like that he's sitting. I like that they're not abusing, and he's still coming off a major injury. Let him sit a little bit longer, dude. Like there's literally, if this is truly your future, you got to ease him into it. You have a young team. You have a lot of picks in the next couple of years still too. You have a lot of money in free agency. Yes, you can still build off it, but build the momentum, build a franchise, build a good rapport with your players. You know what I mean? Reward them with playing time. Reward Magic or Fitz Magic with playing time. So I don't like the idea that you just throw him in just because you're rookie and you want to feel him out. I don't like that idea at all.
No, you're right. You probably are right. I just think that over time, I'm not saying next week you throw him in. You know what I mean?
It sounded like it.
That's not what I meant. Daniel's question was like, hey, do you think at any point you move him in? And I'm saying, yeah, I think at some point you do. He is the future.
I thought it was genius to put him in the fourth quarter while you're up 24-0. That's genius.
Well, yeah.
Get him a couple throws, even just handoffs is playing time. So
you might be right.
I like that.
You might be right. Like that could be a detriment to him, but I just think, in my opinion, this day and age, like these guys are doing quarterback camp since they're 6 years old. Like there's going to be a learning curve being the transition from
I'm
college
with
to
it.
NFL.
I just like I go with a hot hand right now. I'm always about
Tua has not thrown an incompletion.
Oh fuck me, dude.
Bro,
You just-
2 of 2.
he's 2 of 2,
9
dude.
yards, brother.
He's like his
All right.
100%. Who in
and
the NFL right now?
and the Chargers are the most dangerous 1-4 team, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a
They
joke.
sure are,
Fuck
dude.
out of here, guys.
2 of 2, 9 yards was a joke.
All right, go.
Aaron,
Okay, I know.
Anyways, no, I split the middle with that. I think that Tua's maybe if the separation becomes big where the Bills are way above and the Dolphins are just clearly in second, but they're not going to make a wild card race, like I don't think it harms them to throw Tua in. But this is like way down the road. But if Fitz is still putting in work, send him out the whole year. So I think you guys are both right in a way. Next game was the Bucks and the Packers. This was supposed to be.
Hold on. Let's
skipped
do
the
the
Bears.
Bears. Panthers.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we skipped that one.
Jesus, I skipped like 4 games.
No, I skipped that one because we're talking.
Okay, so the Bears and the Schmanthers here. The Bears are now 5-1, bro. Beat the Panthers, who have looked really marginal, and the record shows so. They're 3-3, but the Bears
They looked
are
okay
up
with
22.
Teddy last few weeks, but yeah, you're right. Teddy put up 300 last week. He looked very Teddy-like this week. I didn't watch too much of the game, but with the Bears being 5-1, Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick, you know what I mean? You take it with a grain of salt too. Everything, damn near tequila, taking everything with a grain of salt. But the Bears are 5-1. Are you guys scared of the Bears? If I'm the Chargers, if it's the Chargers-Bears matchup,
Oh, no.
I might even pick the fucking Chargers.
Yeah,
to
me
win
too,
that.
me too,
And I
really.
know that's like
I mean, really,
5-1 to 4-1, but that's how it is right now. I mean, like the
Yeah,
Bears
facts.
have not put fear into anyone, but they're winning games, and you got to give credit where credit's due.
I think that it's one of those teams, Keyshawn was talking about this, Keyshawn Johnson, about how last year the San Francisco 49ers were just stacking together wins, bro. And he was always every week like, nah, they're not for real. No, they're not for real.
I think
And
you
then all
mentioned
this,
this last week. I remember.
I did, and I'm going to repeat it again. It's like eventually they just ended up finding their way to the Super Bowl somehow, Is the Bears that team? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I like Nick Foles much better than freaking Trubisky, 100%. I absolutely do.
I do too.
Obviously, he won a Super Bowl, bro, and he was nice against the Patriots, who had weeks to game
Philly
plan for
special,
him.
dude.
Dude, he's a good-ass quarterback for sure. Doesn't look like he still has quite the same stuff that he did a few years back for the Eagles. Their defense is outstanding, but I'm not a believer in the Bears even still, bro. Trav, you?
I mean, you'll see on my power rankings. Stay tuned what exactly I think about the Bears. But you have to give them respect. They're 5-1. They could very much well be that San
5-1.
Francisco team.
Got
that
to.
Five
Could be
stacks
1-5
together.
like the Chargers.
Like all last year, you were like you said, all of last year, people were saying the Niners aren't real. People were like, man, the Niners they'll come back to earth, And then what they do? Go 13-3.
I feel like there's a lot more believers in the Niners that you
Yeah.
guys are making them out to be because
Later in the
everyone
year, they caught a little bit.
Keyshawn
more.
was a hater.
A lot of people were like Jimmy G, and he looked good and then looked suspect, looked good and then suspect. But that defense was unreal. So I think
Yeah.
there's a lot more Niner believers than you guys are trying to make out to be.
Well, I mean, for the first
I
half of the
believe in
season.
them.
At the first half of the season, I was on that boat too. I was like, oh no, they're not for real. They'll come back to earth. But I mean, they were like 8-1, 7-2, something like that. And then obviously they continued to win. So then it was like, okay, I got to swallow my words. I kept saying that with Patrick Mahomes too. Patrick Mahomes, the first year he started, I'm like, oh, people just don't have film on him. Oh, Andy Reid, he knows what to do with quarterbacks. He'll come back to earth, and he hasn't since.
He's been just disgusting.
Played him
Speaking of the Niners, and we're skipping because we're transitioning on that smooth transition. We got the Rams
Keep talking about transitions.
at the Niners. We're gonna get to the one.
Okay, I was like, what?
Rams at Niners. The Rams were 4-1 coming into this game. They took an L against the Niners, who are very beaten up. Now they're at 3-3. They won 24-16, and the Niners. What are your guys' thoughts on that one? That was a weird one, huh?
I would have never would have called this.
Me
to be honest
too.
with you.
Me
Like,
neither.
I thought Jared Goff was looking fantastic for the most part. Aaron Donald has looked like an MVP candidate on defense. This guy is a front runner for a defensive player of the year. However, they pulled off they only got 16 points against the Niners defense that is that beat up. Absolutely bizarre. And what I always attest to is the third time I've said this, division games. Division games are always closer than everyone makes them out to be. Records mean shit with division games. You see these opponents twice a year. You have the most film on them, and I think this was a product of that. I think it was kind of a trap game for the Rams in a way. It's kind of what I took from it. Didn't really take too much from it because I didn't watch too much from it. Cooper Kupp was kind of non-existent for the most part, but it was just product of Jared Goff. Henderson couldn't get anything going on the ground game. The Niners, Mozart looked good, but it was just nothing special. But it was just one of those division games that was just a hard knock division game, and the Niners, out of that, everyone would have guessed not that they won. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's definitely one of the weirder games of the week.
Yeah, I mean, games like this are going to happen. Favorites aren't always going to win. I'm kind of on board with you. Just certain guys got going. Who's the head coach for the Niners? What's his name?
Sean?
Sean who? What's his name?
For the Niners?
For the Niners. The young gun. Kyle Shanahan. That's the guy's name. I had a blank out there for a bit. Yeah, you know what? He put together a good game plan. They caught the Rams off guard. I think the Rams haven't played particularly super sharp This season, they
Not
kind of
at all.
had
Not
a
at all.
tough game against the Giants. They won. They played against some pretty bad opponents early on in the season that haven't won any games, being in the NFC East that they're playing this year. So it's kind of like a weird team right now. It's kind of hard to judge, but I the Niners pulled one out. It's like Darren said, it's a divisional game, so anything can happen.
Guess what the difference was, boys?
Debo Samuel.
Nah.
Who?
Jason Verrett, baby.
Oh, God, I don't want to talk about him.
Our boy
Oh,
JV
dude.
was back. J Fever.
He's still in the league.
Ex-Chargers.
Oh, dude, you
I would
see
have thought
that?
he'd given up by now.
No, dude, Jason Verrett, I saw this, and this is beautiful. He's had, like, the last 4 seasons, he's had an injury end his season every single year. This year, he started every single game. He is allowing the second lowest passer rating when with throws thrown to him. He is perfect. And I think having Richard Sherman in that secondary with him,
He's injured, though, right now, right?
Yeah,
regardless, he's still in the
For the-
film room.
yeah.
I don't give a shit. He's still in the film room. You have Richard Sherman, someone like that in the film room. He's helping them, dude. Verrett, what a steal by the Niners. Did everyone think that he's going to be healthy? It's only been 5 games. He might even still get hurt. I hope not for Verrett's. But, yeah, you're right, Daniel. I fuck with Verrett, too. And I thought it was disappointing that the Chargers let him go after so many injuries and sticking with him. And but with so
we
many
had
injuries,
to.
you had to. I get it. And you got Chris Harris, who, in my opinion, hasn't lived up to the hype either.
Well, he got injured 3 weeks ago. He hasn't played a whole lot, but he also has been the team's defensively disappointing for the Chargers. But they're not playing this week, so we won't get to that.
I mean, unfortunately, like Jason Verrett probably will get hurt this year, and I'm not wishing that. I'm not, so don't think that I am. He's just
Probably is firm.
He's 5'9" and he's 165 pounds. He's freaking nice, bro. He's a ball hawk, but old boy can never stay healthy. He's never has stayed healthy, not one season. He's been in the league for now 5 years.
Oh, no. He's been in the league at least 7.
Really? Now we're at
he
7?
played 4 years with the Chargers.
This is
Yeah,
his
he's
second
a
year with
year.
this,
He
the
was drafted in
Niners.
2014.
So
Six years.
Drafted in 14.
Okay, 6 years, and he's got hurt every single year, bro. Every single year for a significant amount of games.
In the 4
He's
years
at
with the Chargers, he's played like 20 games. He never plays.
20 games. Are you sure? He might have played like 8 games, bro.
There was one season
He
where
had
he played
one
like
season,
10.
and he got
like 10,
All-Pro.
11. Yeah, he was All-Pro that year.
Yeah, he was All-Pro that year.
But
So he's played like, okay.
but
that
20
one-
out of 90 games.
No,
Like,
he's probably
You
played
guys
15.
don't even know.
No.
But he never played. He's
Dude, he
always
probably
hurt.
played 15 for the Chargers at max. And with that 10-game season, I still say 15 is the right number, bro. He really played nothing, like nothing. But I like him. I think he was a difference maker, so I'm just saying that, okay? There we go.
Okay.
All right, next game was the Green Bay Packers at the Buccaneers. This was supposed to be the game of the week. Bucks went ahead and smacked the Packers in the mouth 38-10. As A-Rod says, this was the wake-up call that they needed. They were 4-0, beat some pretty suspect teams. I think they beat the Falcons. They beat the Lions. They beat the Saints was their only good win. The fourth team was somebody dog shit for sure. But, yeah, I mean, are the Packers for real? Who knows, you know? They got one good win under their belt. Michael Thomas didn't play when the Saints did win or did lose. I apologize. What are your guys' thoughts on that one?
From it is holy shit, way to bring you back down to earth. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers kind of said that Aaron Rodgers, I heard him in an interview, and it might have been the same one.
Yeah.
That he was literally saying, like, going into this week, that they were on cloud 9. They thought they were just rolling. You know, they got their receiver back, Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that the offense, they were the number 1 scoring offense of averaging 38 points, and they dropped fucking 10. Don't excuse my language. I don't give a shit. 10 goddamn points, and you had Aaron Rodgers, who's playing at MVP level. That's a credit to that Buccaneers defense. That Buccaneers defense is a Super Bowl defense, in my opinion.
Definitely.
And I didn't think so in the beginning of the year. I am a firm believer now. I was not always – I said in the beginning, there's receipts that I was like, can we be suspect on Tom Brady? Yes, you should. However, there was a lot of injuries, you know, to Mike Evans, the injuries and stuff like that.
Chris Godwin's been
Chris
hurt.
Godwin, exactly. Gronk got his first touchdown this year. I think he gets a little bit more into the
That was
offense.
a nice tutty, too.
And even if it is, to have a corner route with 20
Cameron
yards.
Brate's out still.
So, like, there's been a lot of things, but you still have Tom Brady. He is not the MVP candidate that we make him out to be.
No.
But to beat this win for the Buccaneers should give them all the confidence, and they should move up in everyone's power rankings, Travis's. And Green Bay, as much as I loved them and I had them number 1, they got brought down to earth. And I think that gives them a chip on their shoulders, so I don't think they should get brought down too much. But they absolutely should. You know, it was an ass whooping. You don't lose by 28 points and think that you're fine. You know what I mean? 28 points.
That's
That's
beatdown.
fucking wild.
Travis, go. What do you got? I'm excited to hear it.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I did pick the Bucks. Shout out to me.
Travis is.
I was the
I just
only
want
one?
to say I'm right.
But also, like, I didn't think they'd lose
Attaboy.
by 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
fuck.
that's a little rough. Like, I know we've had this conversation before about Aaron Rodgers, but, like, I've never been a fan of his personality. I think he has the most.
Fuck out of here.
No. But, like, I feel like he's a bailer. Like, with the Chargers, like, against the Chargers, right? They got down early, and it looked like he bailed on that game. Like, I didn't see him,
You
like,
never see that, Aaron? I mean, I agree with that.
I think he's a bailer. I think he bailed on this game once they got down big, and I think he bailed on Mike McCarthy, which probably seems to be the right move, seeing Mike McCarthy play with
There's
the
no way
Cowboys.
in God's green earth I would agree to that. The reason being is his personality is he's a fucking winner. He is a sore loser if he loses.
Yeah.
He is one of those guys that if he's playing checkers with you, I just met you, I'm going to whoop your ass. If we're playing cards, I'm going to whoop your ass. So to think that someone like that would bail on his team as a professional athlete, no.
I think where Aaron,
wrong.
I think Aaron, where I'm at with,
I
Aaron
also have a
Rodgers-
strong bias.
Where I'm at with Aaron Rodgers is I don't think that he isn't a competitor. I think that he thinks
What?
he's. I think
No, he's saying I don't think that he's not
I
a
don't
competitor.
think that he's not a competitor.
So
what I'm saying is I think that he is kind of mightier than thou. I think he's like, you guys are the ones blowing this game. I don't care. I'm Aaron Rodgers. Like,
yeah.
this is where I'm at. Like, yeah, that's where I'm at with him. Like, he is one of the most spectacular talents who's ever walked the face of the earth, and he hasn't had the best weapons. He hasn't had the best defenses. I understand all that, and it shows that Mike McCarthy hasn't been good. But from his personality, I can see, like, what I saw is like, whatever. Like, we lost this game, next one. You know what I mean? Whereas Tom Brady isn't like that, but he's half the talent. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I do agree with that, bro. Like that last year, is that the game the Chargers played the Packs, and we won,
By like 25.
and we were 5-11.
Held Aaron Rodgers like 180 yards that game.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like that was a
was
whole
a
new
weird
Aaron Rodgers.
game. It
Like
was
he just,
weird.
I understand what Travis is saying, and Aaron, like, you know, you got to agree with this. Like sometimes, like he's just out of the game, and then he just is like, all right, fuck it. You know, like
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I watched that Charger game with you, and I agree that he was just kind of throwing balls and you're just like hoping and praying in a way against the Chargers, that game that you're mentioning. And even some of the games that he's lost, it's still the new offense that he was learning last year. So, again, like, come on, give the guy a break. You know what I mean? Like, he had a down year and he had 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. You know what I mean? You guys,
Not
it's
bad.
the high expectations that you have.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand. And I did too. He only dropped 200 yards this week, and that's atrocious for Aaron Rodgers standards.
Yeah.
But to think, and I've watched the games, and the games that you're mentioning that you think that he's just tossing up and just not giving a fuck, it's not just him. And like with it's him, he is giving people chances still, dude. Like you will never convince me that Aaron Rodgers doesn't give a fuck and that he doesn't want to win and stuff like that. It's because of competitive nature, even with your guys' eye test that you guys trust so well, and you should. And I'm just giving my bias to your guys' opinion too. I will never, ever say that Aaron Rodgers gave up on a game or something like that. Like, yeah, it may seem that way because they're doing really badly. And what are you supposed to do in a game that you're getting blown out by? You know what I mean? What exactly are you supposed to do? But
yeah,
to say that, oh, Tom Brady would have, come on, dude. Come on.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, Tom Brady's that white bread, I'm going to fight till the last minute, you know,
he's
kind of
not.
guy.
I've seen Tom Brady fold like a motherfucker.
Oh,
bro.
he's been bad, but I've never really seen him quit like A-Rod.
Oh, man, you just don't like A-Rod. I think there's a bias that you have.
What bias would I have against Aaron Rodgers?
I like,
don't
dude.
know,
I
don't
love
like it.
Aaron. I love A-Rod, and like I see that myself personally, bro. Like I love A-Rod to the death of me, dude. Like, but I just seen that, dude.
We're
Like,
gonna have to agree to disagree then.
fair enough. But like, also at the same time, the Bucks had 0 penalties. They played a virtually perfect game, bro.
And they were the second most penalized team, by the way. Sorry.
Before that,
prior to
yeah,
that.
Bruce
And I
Arians.
also don't. I'm not high on their defense as much as you. I mean, I think Herbert absolutely shredded the shit out of them as somebody who's got 0 wins in the NFL and is a rookie. Like with Eckler out too, by the way. So like, I'm not high on their defense. I know they've looked good, bro, and a lot of people are saying that. But I don't know. I think that they're going to go down a little bit too. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they are really nice. And maybe Herbert's that good. That would be nice. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, if Herbert's that good, that'd
be the
idea.
plan.
I
That'd be
think
clutch.
Herbert is that nice, by the way. But
Bro,
See,
dude, with the flick of his wrist, old boy's throwing 80-yard darts to people
and
that are
he
undrafted, which is
also,
so dope.
these darts that he's throwing are complete dimes, bro.
Dude,
He's got,
complete dimes.
And he's
Guys.
out of the pocket. Our O-line's been horrible. Like
there was a play
Our
that
O
he
line's
made.
been so bad, bro. We didn't even play this week. Go ahead.
There was a play that he made last week. This is not this week. That he was in the red zone. And he was. They had two guys come off the edge and they had him dead to rights.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, if that was Philip would have literally
He would've
fell
taken a knee.
over.
He would've taken a
would've-
knee. He
Phil,
fell
and I've
over.
seen him do it.
Yeah.
If he sees a guy that unblocked come at him, Philip Rivers would have fell down. With Justin Herbert, I saw him like step in the pocket, fake step in the pocket, and then roll
boot
the
it
fuck
out,
out,
yeah.
boot it
Yeah.
out. And he
quick.
looked good.
Zip
And then
one,
he
yeah.
zipped one in for a touchdown to Keenan. And I was like,
that first tutty,
that's
right?
him. I was like,
Oh.
that's your guys' franchise
He's
quarterback.
got me excited.
And you guys
Yes.
should be. What's going on to these next games?
yeah, let's wrap these up quick. Real quick.
All right, Chiefs at Bills. The Bills did lose to the Chiefs. Really good game there. Battle of the 4-1s. Chiefs go ahead and be 5-1 now. And what are your guys' thoughts? I don't know what I'm doing.
Mahomes doesn't lose 2 times in a row. They lost last week. I thought it was a good wake-up call against the Raiders. Against a Bills team that, everyone was high on as well. They took a bad L to the Titans last week in that beating.
Yeah.
Everyone was hoping that Josh Allen was going to make that bounce back. He didn't. Josh Allen, it looked like Josh Allen of last year, you know what I mean? Good arm, makes some good decisions, but then everything else is behind everyone. He's making suspect throws. He's throwing these interceptions. He does not look as comfortable in the pocket that he did in his MVP 4 games in the beginning of the season. And the Chiefs, Mahomes is not putting up these Mahomes numbers. Kelsey looked unreal. He had the 2 touchdowns.
He had a fumble.
But their offense doesn't look, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm sorry.
He had like 160 yards or
And
something.
he looked good. And, they got McCoy that we haven't even mentioned. Or not McCoy, I'm
Le'Veon.
sorry, Le'Veon.
Le'Veon.
And that's going to be a wonderful compliment to their offense. But the Chiefs look like they're coasting. And their defense has also looked pretty damn good last couple weeks, but not that good. They gave up 40 against the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the whole Josh Allen to only 17, and this game wasn't even that close. It went back and forth in the beginning of the half, but you can kind of tell that the Chiefs had that edge the whole game. The Chiefs are that team. However, 26 points, they're not as threatening as, kind of like the Ravens. They're both top-tier teams. Clearly, those are the first 2 you think of. But are they that threatening anymore? And the answer is no, in my opinion.
I think that the Bills have a really good defense. I do. So I think that the Chiefs dropping 26 on them, it's not like,
Titans dropped
that's-
42 on them last week.
no, I know, bro. I know. I think that maybe the Bills have better DBs than run defense, but that's just a testament to the Titans being excellent, bro. So I'm not bashing on that, but the Chiefs may be coasting, bro. I think that they're much more threatening than Baltimore. That's facts. Like, I think Baltimore did digress. I think the Chiefs are just chilling right now. They're 5-1. I mean, who's next? What, you got the Raiders at like 3-3, so like there's nothing to worry about there. Are the Raiders 3-3 or what are they? I think they're 3-3.
I think they're 3-2.
I think they're something.
There's something cool.
Oh, thanks, Travis.
Anyways, dude, it's
are
just the
welcome.
Chiefs and then the AFC West, whatever. Like, they're just chilling, they're coasting, they're playing, they're going to make it to the playoffs 100%, and then they'll show what they can do. Bro, they have a stupid amount of weapons. They could easily repeat. They really easily could, I think the only ones threatening them are the Titans and the Steelers, bro, so they're just doing their thing right now and hanging back. Trav?
I don't want to take too much away from the Bills because they lost to like the 2 of the top 3 teams in football right now. I don't want to take too much away from them. Granted, they haven't looked good in those 2 losses, but at the same time, those are like I said, 2 of the top 3 teams. If you want to top 2 teams, even
Yeah.
the Chiefs, they're coasting and put up 26. Chargers have put up 26 once this year.
No way, really?
Yeah, they have.
Damn it.
You know what I mean? Like
Shoot.
a lot of teams,
Daggone it.
like
A lot of teams would cry for 26 points.
looks good on
Bro,
certain
the
teams.
Jets would cry for 26
But the
points.
Jets probably scored 26 points the whole year combined. So you know what I mean.
They scored combined 0 for
Like,
this last week. So.
If you average
bro.
26 points per game in the NFL, you're a top 5 scoring offense in the NFL.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you are.
Not right now. There's 3 teams that are scoring 30+.
Well, 3. We said top 5, bro.
And let it level out.
No,
You know what I
I
mean?
meant 5. There's 5. No, I'm not shitting you. There's 5 teams that are over 30.
well, we'll
right
see
now.
how it levels out at the end.
I
of the
feel
year.
you, though.
I think, because tackling's been a little suspect this
Well, yeah, but
this
there's no
year.
training camp. Things have been weird, but I mean, don't get me
excuses,
wrong.
excuses.
I don't think that's too much of an excuse as much as a reason, but we'll find out later on in the year. And then, yeah, like you guys said, the Chiefs are coasting.
All right, let's go on to the next one. The Cardinals-Cowboys, the last one. That one just ended. The Cardinals won handedly, 31-3. The Cowboys, with Andy Dalton's debut as a starter, looked atrocious. I started him in fantasy. Why? I don't fucking know either. I had Matt Ryan on the bench. He dropped a cool 39. I'm glad I didn't start him this week. But I still beat JR, so haha. But that Cardinals team, 31 points. They look suspect still. You know what I mean? In the very beginning of this game, Kyle Murray was 3 of 12. 3 of 12 for like 27 yards. So it's just like, come on, dude.
It was like James Harden game.
But he also had like 46 yards rushing. You know what I mean? Their defense was opportunistic. They had 2 fumble recovers against Zeke. Zeke has had 6 fumbles this year. 5 of them have been lost.
Oof.
That is worse than quarterback statistics in terms of fumbles. That is atrocious. So this workhorse that you wanted to rely on without Dak absolutely shit the bed to the degree. And the Cardinals took advantage. They got short yardage. Kirk was the really lone guy in his offense, really, that did anything. He had that 80-yard bomb, and then he had another little receiving touchdown. Reason I mentioned him, he was on my fantasy, dropped me 30, so he got me the dub. But Kyle Murray was Kyle Murray, you know what I mean? Very, how do you say this? Inaccurate is how you would say that. Very inaccurate, but also still pretty efficient. And the Cowboys just looked out of sorts, man. You know, Andy Dalton looked really bad. He had 2 picks, 1 touchdown late in the 4th just to save face. But this Dallas team is bad, man. And, you know, I don't think paying Dak would have saved you anything. You know, granted his injury, it would have been a better game. But this Cowboys team is not that good. They just lost Zach Martin this game as well. Huge detriment to their offensive line that's already had some losses. So this Cowboys team is on the way down, dude. This team is just, you're looking at a high draft pick now. That's honestly where the Cowboys got to look. You know, CeeDee Lamb still looks good. Amari Cooper looks overpaid. Gallup looks very good complimentary. And you have weapons, and you drop fucking 3 points. So that's in my opinion, that's more on the Cowboys than it is good on to the Arizona. Cowboys are not as good as everyone wanted them to think. And also the Arizonas are above average team, and they handed them. I don't know. It was kind of what you'd expect. And, I mean, you guys both picked the Cowboys and thought Andy Dalton was going to do something, but here we are.
I think it says more about the Cowboys and the Cardinals. Like, this doesn't mean like this.
It's always that way for the Cowboys, bro. It always says more about them, and I agree with you. But
it doesn't change anything about the Cardinals. Like, this doesn't make me feel better or worse about them. No. Whereas the Cowboys, it's like, I guess it doesn't make me
That's
feel
a good point. That's
anyways.
what I meant to say. Thank you, Travis.
But, like, Andy Dalton, like, he won the division 3 out of 4 years
for the Bengals.
Like, granted, they didn't win any playoff games. But he still, like, he had years where he was good. Like, he was a good quarterback once upon a time. And my thought process was, on
a bad cultured team.
Exactly. On Cincinnati, one of the most dysfunctional franchises in the league.
Their last good quarterback was Boomer Esiason. Who was
Carson Palmer. They ruined Carson Palmer.
Carson, yep.
They ruined him. He was a fantastic talent.
Yeah,
hopefully they don't ruin Joe Burrow. And Andy Dalton actually played well and did good for them.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, look at Andy Dalton come out here and watch him light shit up and ruin everything for Dak.
I agree.
Boy, was I wrong. I think the hiring of Mike Nolan as a defensive coordinator, the game has passed him by. I don't think Mike McCarthy, I think the game has passed him by. I think the offensive line is just destroyed. I think Zeke is an overpaid fat running back who doesn't take the game seriously anymore because he got his money. I think Amari Cooper was overpaid, and they paid 2 dudes on their defense a truckload of money. DeMarcus Lawrence, and they paid Jalen Smith, and both of them have been horrible. DeMarcus Lawrence has 0 quarterback pressures as a defensive end who makes over $100 million.
0 pressures?
Zero pressures. He has been abysmal, and his contract's like $109 million.
Oh my god!
Like the guys they've paid have been like they've got like think about it. Zeke got paid, Jalen Smith got paid, DeMarcus Lawrence got paid, and Amari Cooper got paid, and those 5 dudes have not lived up to it since they've gotten paid.
I would just have a conversation with them and be like, "Look, you're guaranteed like $40 million. We're about ready to cut our losses and just say, hey, we'll pay you out because you suck." Like if you're the head coach or like that GM, like wouldn't you do that? I would. Just some type of pressure because like what's going on with their culture? It's just been dog shit for years. Like I don't care who was there. You had freaking old boy,
Wade Phillips.
No,
Troy Aikman 30 years ago.
Oh, dude, they won a title in like
no, their
1992,
last.
bro.
I'm talking about their last coach, freaking.
Oh, Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett. Like maybe he wasn't the problem at all. Maybe it's just the culture of that freaking
It is that
toxic
culture.
place. Like you have the sickest O line. Yeah, everybody's hurt right now. You got a good run game, good receivers, good linebacking core. You do when Sean Lee and freaking Van Der Esch aren't hurt. I think they're both playing right now. So that seems weird to me. They have a good team, bro. They're just always underperforming. Why? Why is that?
You want to know my
It's
theory?
embarrassing,
I have
dude.
a
It's
theory.
a joke.
They suck.
That team's annoying. Like, I don't care. I have no vested interest
Okay, fine. No
in
theory.
the Cowboys. But why are they so irritating that they underperform every single year?
The reason they're so
Frustrating.
irritating is because for some freaking reason
Give
we
me
have
the
to talk about them. We have to talk about what's going on with Dak
Facts.
Prescott's stupid contract that nobody cares about. We have to talk about Jerry
Ooh, here we
Jones
go, nitty-gritty.
being the owner. Oh, like let me hire all these dudes I can control and then suck. We have to talk about who the Cowboys are going to draft. We have to talk about, like, they have all these personalities. Zeke and his feed me tat and his going to Cancun or whatever during training camp. Like, there's always something. There's
Cancun.
such a drama-filled team. Everything they do.
Hey, bro, it's America's team, all right? Watch out.
And the thing that frustrates me the most is, like you said, they have just this plethora of talent. Like, they
Yeah.
have 3 fantastic wide receivers. They have one of the best running backs in the league. They had, once upon a time, had one of the best offensive lines, but like you said, they're injured. They had a guy who was worth paying $109 million at DN. They had a guy who was worth paying $90 million at middle linebacker. Like, they have all these guys, and they still friggin' suck. Fuck the Cowboys. That's all I
Is that
have to
enough?
Travis, I love
Boom.
every bit of that, dude. I love the rant. I love the passion. Fuck yeah, Travis.
JR, like, we need to get JR in here. And be
Oh,
like,
JR's
dude,
also
how
a Clippers
annoying.
fan.
Oh,
Can we
dude.
please get him in here?
Oh, dude.
Talk about the most talent, just the most underperforming talent. Where is
God,
JR?
I
Give him a
love
call.
JR. I love
I'm going
JR.
to call him and
JR's out
body his
taking
ass right now.
contested 2-point jumpers.
God, we're
at
gonna
LA
call him
Fitness.
just to body him. No, I'm not gonna do that. I love
Why not?
I know.
I beat him in fantasy. I was texting him on the way here.
He's just one of them dudes, bro. It's like you're born in San Diego. I'm gonna be a Cowboys and a Clippers fan, guys.
No, this is his
And they
dad.
just-
This is his dad.
You-
I thought he just picked the
Clippers. His
Cowboys.
dad was a Clippers fan.
No, the Cowboys. And
And
also,
his dad probably doesn't like basketball. so he
JR
picked the
JR
Clippers.
jumped on the clip show back when they're Lob City.
Yeah, we're
And-
hashing out on JR
okay,
right now.
Okay, no, but hold on. JR was actually a fan. Like, this fool actually went to Clipper games. And this is another thing that I'd be a Clippers fan too if I was JR. He won some shit that he got to go shoot free throws on the court during a game. You guys saw that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And
we
he
saw
won
that.
$4,000.
Well, he was a Laker.
What
no,
the fuck?
but
We don't.
he
He
was
won
a-
$4,000, dude.
bro.
If someone hands me $4,000, I'm gonna be a fan of that team for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
All
if the
right.
Clippers offered you $4,000, would you drop the Lakers and be a Clippers fan?
I didn't say that. I said I'd be a fan of that team. I didn't say I was gonna drop my team.
And Aaron, it's not too difficult to pick the Lob City over the freaking Kendall Marshall led and Robert Sacre led Lakers. Number one.
Okay, guys, stop bashing JR.
And number
Stop
two, he tried to go to the Lakers, and me and Travis said, "No, you can't be a Lakers
Yeah,
fan."
we made the decision.
Oh yeah, you guys made JR's life decision of
yeah,
fans.
we said
right?
no, we
No.
don't accept you.
No, he was like, "All right, I want to." Like literally in the chat, he's like, "I'm going to be a Lakers fan," and we were like, "You're not. You're not allowed anymore."
We told him
That-
he's
do you know
not
that
allowed.
happened?
He didn't.
think
We
I
didn't
remember
let him in the club.
Oh, cool.
He
Yeah.
wanted to be a Lakers
Like, he
fan.
gives a fuck, dude.
When Lonzo came over,
when
he's
his
like,
Lakers-
"Oh, I want to be a Lakers fan," and we're like, "No, you can't now." And
Well,
then
because
he
he
stayed
was-
Clippers.
Yeah, he was already. All right, we're done talking about that.
Anyways, yeah, we
Love
love
JR.
JR. We love JR, but Clippers and Cowboys, two very bad teams. Okay, overall.
Yeah, well, that was our
Anyways.
NFL carousel. It took a long time.
That did take a long time. Are we like 50 minutes in?
Yeah, sorry about it.
You
Chris,
guys
where
wanna
we
do
at?
Fantasies?
You are an hour and 7 minutes in.
No fucking way.
Well, let's run through my power rankings real quick and do our
Okay.
picks, and we'll do
Yeah.
quick NBA stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Starting next week, we're gonna have some cool jams to go over this segment because I'm gonna. Do
And
the
we're
power
gonna go
rankings
faster with that carousel. Jesus.
Yeah, we got to make that quicker. All right, so number 10. We talked about it a little bit earlier. At my number 10 on my Travis's power rankings this week, I got the Chicago Bears. I know that might be low. I know that
They're
might be
5-1.
high. I have to put them in.
They're 5-1.
No, I think that's fair. I think it's a good spot. Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, go ahead.
that's fair. It's very fair.
Give
All
us
right, my
your-
number 9, I went with the LA Rams. Like we kind of talked about how they're iffy. They're kind of weird. But I
Yeah.
do think Aaron Donald's going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Also fair.
You know
not
what
a
I mean?
fan. I'm not mad at it at all.
You know, so I don't want to not leave them on the list, but because they're 4-2, but I don't want to give them too much cred.
As long
Number
as the Cowboys are in the Clippers, we're good. Oh,
the
just
Clippers and Cowboys are not in.
kidding. Okay. copy.
Number 8, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, don't get me wrong. They just beat a fantastic Packers team,
Yeah.
but they also lost to the number 10 team being the Bears. So I don't know. I was kind of iffy on where I wanted to put them, but I decided 8 was where I wanted to be.
Maybe a little low. Maybe a little
It
low.
could be a little low, but once you hear these top other teams, you're like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Number 7, Buffalo Bills. It was kind of flip-floppy with Tampa Bay and Buffalo. They did lose they lost to the 5-0 Titans and the 4-1 Chiefs, who are probably going to win the Super Bowl, so I didn't want to give them too much flack. You know what I mean?
Reasonably so. I think I would have flip-flopped those two.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was on that one for a minute, but I stuck with
But I
whatever.
like it.
Number 6, I got the Green Bay Packers, only because they got killed so bad. That made me feel uncomfortable.
Made me uncomfortable as well.
Like, that
6
was like-
is very reasonable. You said 6?
6.
Yeah, that's
They're
very
4-1.
reasonable.
They're
We're
going
good
to their
with
bye
this
week.
list.
I'm
I
okay
like
with
the
it. I
list.
like the list so far.
You guys are supposed to argue with me, but I guess we'll.
It's
We'll
really
argue.
good.
All right. Number 5, I have the Ravens. They're 5-1. They don't look like world beaters. They also don't look horrible. They're 5-1 still.
Their defense has been amazing. However, they gave up those late ones to the Eagles, so I'm skeptical. But I still am such a firm believer that they would still be in my top 3. But 5 is not bad. Let's go with number 4. What do you
Number
got?
4, I have the Seattle Seahawks. The reason they're at number 4,
Daniel wants them higher.
the reason I have them at number 4 is because statistically their defense has been the
really
worst
bad.
in NFL
Yes.
history.
Oh wow, I didn't
They
know
have
that.
literally the worst defense in NFL history, and they're 5-0.
Okay.
Wow.
That's why I put them at 4. Like, don't get me wrong, they're going to go win 13, 14 games in the regular season, but with that bad of an offense or defense, I don't know how long that lasts. I don't think Russell can carry that much of a load.
I just think that, just to touch base on that, I think that Russell literally scores the touchdown with the flick of his wrist, and then now they're back on defense again.
It could
It's not
be
like
that.
he's methodically driving. It's like, 60-yard bomb with perfect touch, and now the next team is, playing offense. And
Historically,
anyways,
bad defense doesn't I don't
That's
care.
what I'm saying.
I don't
Like,
care.
it'd be one thing
They're
if Russell
historically
Wilson was doing that.
What if I get a turnover every once in a while? Can I
no,
get a couple 3-down
what,
stops?
what
No.
I'm saying is that every
They're on
team
the
that
field a
they've
lot.
been facing, has much more possession time. And that really hinders the defense, bro. It really does. They don't have an excellent run game to the point of their defense isn't on the field as much.
At
Like,
historic levels, though, that's where Travis is saying.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
they were like top bottom 5 worst in the NFL, it'd be like, okay,
yeah, like the
situation.
Steelers and Titans
Yeah.
are bad defenses, but however,
Yeah,
They're
there's
not
that argument.
historically
But I
bad.
feel you. You like Russell Wilson isn't going to put. But that's also another thing. Like, their defense is going to be in good positions
yeah.
if they're taking it from the 25-yard line because Russell Wilson scores.
You know what? It's hard. I agree with you because, like, when it comes to the winter time and it's December, January, February, when you're playing the Super Bowl and you got to go to freaking Green Bay, you're not going to be throwing the ball for 400 yards. You're just not going to do it. It's running and it's defense. Two things that they don't really have. I just think that, looking at Russell,
Yeah.
bro, I don't know that I've ever seen anyone better do it. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Like, let me say that for real. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone better do it at quarterback. Really.
Like,
I'm saying that for real, guys.
He's been in the league 8 years now, and I feel like he's gotten better. Like,
He has.
steadily.
He is
every single
That's
year.
what's super sick. He was like on the Super Bowl winning teams, relying on his defense. You thought he was just a game manager, but he was still doing amazing things in the beginning of his years.
Yeah.
But he's progressed.
Yeah,
he's progressed.
Like, think about it. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes earlier and how we think like, oh, they're kind of coasting or they're not as hot, but they're still like the Chiefs. Russell Wilson has never been worse the day before than he is today. Or wait, no. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, he's
Like,
really
he's
gotten
never,
better every single game.
And that's really cool, and that's why I love him. But I'm going to move on, unless
Wait,
you got one more.
I got one more thing I want to say.
Oh.
I don't know that I've ever seen anybody better in the 2-minute drill in the last 3 years than Russell Wilson, bro. Like, I would take no one rather than him. And I also think he throws a deep ball with touch better than anyone I've ever seen. Those are the last two things I'm going to say.
I agree. In this year, though,
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
taking Tannehill.
Tannehill's been dope. you
4
know?
or 5. He's won 4 of the last 5 games. But you're right.
It's a smaller
I
sample
just
size.
want
It's a
to
smaller
mention
sample size.
you're right.
Yeah, I feel
You're
that.
absolutely right. I'm taking Russell too. Even with Tannehill that good, I'm still taking Russell.
Just there's something about him. He's got such a
Russell
feel.
has
It's just
that
so
it factor.
dope, bro. Like, it's 3rd and 6. It's like, okay, everyone's covered up. Well, I'm gonna run for the first down because I'm fast, and the game's so slow, bro. Like, I don't know.
Well, since we're so hot on Russell Wilson.
Okay, number 3.
No, real quick, I just
Okay.
want to say
Yeah.
I'm regurgitating something I saw on ESPN.
Okay.
This professional guy, whatever, I don't remember who it was, but he was talking
excited.
about Russell Wilson's game. He's like, the thing that Russell Wilson does differently than everybody else
Go.
is when he drops back to pass, he continues to step back. He continues. He takes the deepest throws from the line of scrimmage as anybody. And when he does scramble, roll right or roll left, it puts those linebackers and safeties and corners in extremely difficult positions. Am I going to run up? Like, you see him run forward 5 yards, like, oh, shit, I got to go tackle him. So you'll leave your assignments, and on those broken plays, he's been amazing. That's why he goes so far back. When he starts to come forward, all the scrambling defensive backs and linebackers.
I also think he does
come at
that
him.
because he's on the shorter side of life.
That could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
it, too,
yeah.
but, like that's
5'10".
what, it affects the defenses so much. All right,
I never
sorry.
thought of that. Okay.
Yeah, next one.
Number
Number
three?
3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs at 4-1.
Okay.
They're still the Chiefs, but they have a loss, so I'm not going to put them over like the
Yeah,
Titans or
too.
Steelers or
Okay.
the Bengals that are on my list. Just kidding, they're not.
Who's
Okay.
2?
Number 2, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You have the Tennessee Titans number 1.
You don't know what my number 1 is.
I do now.
No, you don't. My
Number-
number 2 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think Big Ben is playing in the toughest division in football. I think they're doing fantastically. I think losing Devin Bush is a big hit.
That sucks, yeah.
That's like one of their best defensive players. I love Claypool and James Washington and Juju and all that stuff. But which brings me to my number 1 team is the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have beaten the the good Buffalo Bills, and they have dealt with all this COVID stuff and everything that happened with their facility, and they're still out smacking dudes. That's the reason I put them over the Steelers as my number 1.
So if my last 3 would have been different from you, I would have had the Steelers number 1, I would have had the KC Chiefs number 2, and I would have had the Titans number 3. And that's like, I'm a Titans fan, diehard. I love my Titans. They're rolling. However, there's a couple things that, Devin Bush got hurt, right? And that's probably added to the reason why.
If I'm picking, like, that's kind of why I slid back a little bit. I was like,
Tennessee Titans just lost Taylor Lewan for the season.
he's out for the year?
Out for the season, torn ACL.
Oh, I thought he was just
So our starting left tackle, our Pro Bowl All-Pro left tackle, who hasn't led up a single sack this whole year, by the way. The Titans have led up the least amount of sacks in all of NFL. They've led up literally 4. You understand that? They've given up 4 sacks in 5 games.
Titans?
The Titans.
That's crazy.
Taylor Lewan has not given up a single sack. And in 162 passing attempts that he has. And he is gone for the season. The first play that he was out, our left tackle gave up a sack fumble. So going against the
thin
Steelers
margins,
team,
yeah.
going against a Steelers front 7 that is just absolutely amazing. Losing your left tackle is that much important to give them the flippity flop.
No, you're 100% right, but I just look at the offenses outside of just that left tackle spot. Like, I'll take Derrick Henry over James Conner. He's probably going to be in the top 3 in MVP voting. Like, I don't think the Steelers have that kind of guy on their offense. And defensively, sure, they have TJ Watt. Like, he could be a defensive player of the year kind of guy. They have other pieces around, Mika Fitzpatrick and Mitchell. But, like, I just think that Derrick Henry is the difference maker. That was one of the big tilters for me.
I feel it. I truly believe that as good as Big Ben is and that offense has been, the Titans are step by step with them. They literally are right on par with them, and you're doing it. Name our receivers other than AJ Brown. You feel me?
No, yeah.
Corey Davis. Oh, he's been out the last 2 weeks, by the way.
AJ's been dope, though.
AJ Brown, yeah, he's been dope, but guess what? He was out the first 3 weeks. So having these amount of players like that are back is like our offense is literally going to get better. However, having losing Taylor Lewan is kind of where it kills me inside, and it kills my confidence, and especially since we loved running to the left. But with that being said, I had the Chiefs right up there too, just because like the Chiefs are coasting and they're just still so unbeatable. Seemingly, the loss to the Raiders was kind of out of the ordinary. But they handled the Bills. Yeah, the Bills have played 2 of the best teams, but we made this MVP candidate. Both of these teams have made them really look suspect. So that's credit to the Chiefs as well. Their defense is actually really good. So that's why I have them higher than the Titans. What do you think about the last 3 for you, Daniel?
I like where they're at, bro. I like the Titans at number 1.
That's okay. Hold on. I have 2 of my Charger friends having the Titans
What do you
number
mean?
1, dude. I know you guys have been high, but that makes me feel warm inside.
Well, I mean, it's unbiased, right? Like, I'm not trying to sit there and be like, oh, Aaron's team sucks or, oh, Aaron's team's good. I'm just trying to look at it through the lens of unbiased. And I think they are number 1. Like, it seems as if they are.
Yeah, I like the Steelers' defense as well, but like I totally agree. Like the Titans have been nothing but nice. They just bodied the second best team in the Bills at the time, like undefeated, and they just rolled them. Like sure, the Chiefs bounced back. They beat them by the hair on their chinny chin, 26-17. Titans beat them convincingly, so I was pleased with that. But so I like them as number 1 right now. But we'll see. They're going to play this week. And speaking of, we're in our pick'ems. And by the way, let's give credit where credit's due. Aaron went 4-5 for his W, so good.
4-1 this week, boys, after going 0-5.
After going 0-5,
Yes.
out of kit.
Thank
Has
you.
anyone ever gone undefeated?
No, never.
No, I
Oh,
have.
Travis
I
did.
have.
Travis
That's
did.
right.
Yeah.
You won't sit there and praise Aaron a whole lot.
Hey, I won
No,
this week. That's
no.
Good
all I'm
job,
saying.
dude.
And then
Good job.
me and Travis went 3 of 5, so we're getting much better on our pick'ems again. We will say that. But first game we got this week is the Jags at the San Diego LA Chargers.
San Diego,
friends.
LA, all right.
LA Superchargers. It's a good bet, I feel, if you pick the Jags to cover that spread. I think the Chargers beat Gardner Minshew and the 1-5 Jaguars, but we're also 1-5 as well. So, or I'm sorry, 1-4. I'm going to pick the Chargers on this one, guys. I feel high on it. You know, we got our rookie QB rolling and doing his thing, and the Jags are just not going to cover that spread. That's it.
Travis?
Oh, well, I think I'm going with the Chargers, too, out of optimism and bias. Like I said, I didn't have.
There it is.
But I also think that they had a Justin Herbert who's been on fire. He's been amazing so far since he started. We had a bye week. We had a chance to get a little bit healthier. We had a chance to really dive into the Jags game plan.
We got some Gardner Minshew film, bro.
Yeah, we got some Gardner Minshew film, and the
Nice.
Jags are just not that sick, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers. I don't. -8 is a little scary.
It is very scary. That seems high.
It
Aaron?
does.
I'm going to be different.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Jags.
I can understand
and
it.
I truly believe the Chargers win this. I think the Chargers win this, and I even think the Chargers have a fat lead. I just think the Jags are going to come out and make it a one possession game at the very end of the game, and make it.
back.
And that's the only reason that
Yeah.
it's within that 8 points. It's not that the Jags have a chance of winning. No, I don't think that. But even if it's a fucking 20-21 game or it's 28, you know what I mean? I win that shit. So
No.
With
I
that
agree.
spread, I'm going with the Jags.
I totally agree. I think that it's a tough spread. It's very high, and having a rookie quarterback who's going to potentially get his first win, he could find a way to somehow blow it, or our defense does just something. Like, I feel like it's going to be closer than that 8-point spread. So I feel you, Aaron. Next game is the Steelers at Titans. The Titans are playing at home, and the Steelers are favored by 1.5, which is interesting to me. Travis,
Okay, me.
for you.
Well, I just picked the Titans to be over the Steelers in the power rankings. That was before the Taylor Lewan news, though.
Oh,
But I'm still taking the Titans. I think that Tennessee's
double.
going to run the ball all over these guys. I think the Steelers are going to keep it close, but it only being a 1.5 spread, I'm going to go with Tennessee.
All right, Aaron, you want to finish? This one?
I'm going to go with the Steelers, and I know
Not to be biased.
To win? Obviously.
You're picking them?
I think they win the game too. I think the Steelers win the game. I think they win that spread. I love the Titans. I think they're everyone. This is
It's in Tennessee.
It's in
That's
Tennessee,
what that means.
and they gotten a little bit more fans. They get 10,000 this week instead of 8,000 last week, so that's a little bit different. However, losing Taylor Lewan and watching my left tackle give up that sack fumble immediately, it's really telling. You know what I mean? I really like our offensive line. I think it's plug and play. We're gonna do fine. We get Corey Davis back this week, another weapon. Even his downfield blocking is really good. So like another thing for my boy Henry. However, I think it's too much, and I think they get to Tannehill a little bit more this week. He's not nearly as comfortable of only allowing 5 sacks. So I think the Steelers do enough to beat the Titans.
I think the Titans take the W. I think the Titans are going to win this one. 1.5 to the Steelers. Like, I just don't agree. Titans are at home, of course. You said they got some more fans in the stadium, 100%. Man, I just like the Titans, bro. They're rolling. They have a great run game. Tannehill looks everything but, he's MVP race, right? You can't say he's not.
Race, bro. So is Derrick Henry, by the way. Derrick Henry has over 600 yards on the year, has over 6 touchdowns, and his team's 5-0.
Yeah, bro. It is, man. And sure, Claypool's been good. Big Ben's rolling. James Conner's been really excellent as well. And you said the Titans' defense is looking a little bit like they got some holes in it, but I just think that, the combination of Derrick Henry and Tannehill, that offense is going to overpower the Steelers' offense, and I think they get it done and they get the W too, especially at home. Next one, we got the Bucks at the Raiders. Bucks are playing away. They are projected to win by 3 points.
I'll take this one. I'll go
Okay.
first. I'm going to go with the Bucks. The Bucks look that good against Green Bay. The Raiders have looked great too. However, you know what I mean. 3 points and a dub, that's easy in my opinion. I think they win by 10. 3. I think that was an easy pick for me.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I picked the Bucks as well. I think they're rolling now. They beat the Packers handedly. So I think they're going to beat the Raiders as well. I know the Raiders, are they coming off a bye week?
They are
Coming off a bye and beating the Chiefs.
They're coming off a bye and beating the Chiefs. They're feeling like they're on their high horse a little bit. Coaching is they're
Get
coaching.
brought down to earth.
They're going to get brought down to earth, bro. And TB's not losing to the freaking Raiders. He's like, nah, no chance. But Trav, what do you think?
Well,
You going to be different, or are you going?
I think I want to be different. I'm looking at this game. I look at the Bucks. They're super up and down. They lose to the Bears. What's the other team they lost to? It was kind of a sorry team too, wasn't it? I could be wrong, but all that being
They
said,
almost lost to the Chargers.
I think they almost lost to the Chargers.
Took Tom
who are
Brady to
1-4.
throw for 5 tutties, which he's only done twice in his 21-year career.
And then they go and smack the Packers. Like, I don't know what to expect out of this Tampa Bay team right now. And I look at the Raiders, and I think the Raiders had a bye week. The Raiders just destroyed the best team in football. Like, what are we talking about? Like, sure, they'll probably regress to who they are, and maybe Tampa Bay does as well. I'm going to go out on a limb. It's in Oakland. That's a far flight for Tampa Bay,
It's in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. What did I say, Oakland? It's in Las Vegas. It's still a far flight. I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one as my upset of the week.
They lost to the Saints in Week 1, the Bucks. That was the other one.
Okay, well, the Saints haven't been world beaters either.
Nah.
All right, next game.
Seahawks at the Cardinals. It's in Arizona, and the Cardinals are projected to lose by a minimum of 5.
Got Aaron. After you cough.
My bad. Fuck, man. I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals. This is an upset for sure, but 5 points. You're giving me 5 points. The Seahawks have had to come back against Minnesota. What have I said all day today is division games.
Yep.
Division games are always close.
They were close with the Cowboys. A lot of teams.
I think they get Jamal Adams. I think they get Jamal Adams back this week.
That's huge. However, the Cardinals just whooped on the Cardinals just beat on Dallas. They look good, even with Kyle Murray being inaccurate. D-Hop only had 2 catches. He's obviously going to do a lot more with that against the Seahawks, who has an atrocious secondary. So I think the Cardinals win that shootout.
I'm on board with you. I thought I was going to be the different guy here. I'm taking the Cardinals as well, just because I think Cardinals have a potent enough offense to keep up with Seattle no matter what Seattle does. And Seattle's defense is so bad, they'll be able to let the Cardinals hang around. I think Russell Wilson will either get a big lead or lose a big lead, and then he'll either get it back or the Cardinals will get it back. I know that sounds stupid, but I think it'll be one of those games where one of those teams gets out in front and the other one comes back. So for that reason, I think it'll be a close game, and I think 5 is a good enough spread for me to take the Cards.
No, I picked the Seahawks.
I knew it. Of course you did.
I mean, yeah, I would be really shocked. You guys can talk shit to me. I hope you do.
I didn't say the Cardinals were going to win.
Yeah.
I just think it'll be a close game, too. I think it will.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I'm looking at stats right now. Kyler Murray was 9 of 24 in this game.
I told you, bro. He was 3 of 12 in the beginning of this. In the beginning of the game, I've literally have said that his inaccuracies has been on full display.
Listen, this guy right here. I apologize for saying this. They have a good run game. He has a top 5 receiver.
Good run game. You think Kenyon Drake's that good run game? He has not done that shit this year.
I think he's pretty good.
He has not done shit this year, bro.
Has he been marginal?
Marginal at best.
Oh, well, he was good last year when they traded for him. I think they have a pretty good run game. I think they have absolutely a top 3 wide receiver in the league. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. I think this dude right here, he's running a college offense, a West Coast offense, type of offense. He's been doing that since his high school career. He's as good as he's ever going to get, in my opinion. I don't think he has any room to get better. I really don't. I think his ceiling is where he's at. And I think that in 2 or 3 years, he's going to be out of the league, unfortunately.
You think Kyler Murray will be out of the league?
I do, bro. I do. This guy went 9 of 24 today against the Cowboys, and that is dick, okay? That's really bad. I don't think I've seen a quarterback go under 50% completion.
But he won 31-3.
I know, bro. I'm not high on him, okay? I don't know.
That's fine. You don't have to sit there and think he's
I look
Peyton
at him.
Manning.
I look at him. I'm like, I don't like you. I'm not pleased with Kyler Murray, and he's been running this offense since he was in high school, bro. it's not like there's anything to learn. There's no learning gap for him.
There's also 10 other guys on the offensive side of the field. And maybe, yeah, like you said, he's been running this since high school. Maybe he needs something different.
No, I think that if he was to run a pro-style offense, he'd be really fucked.
He could.
Really, I truly do think that. And so, like, I don't know. I think the Seahawks win by 5 at least. I don't know. That's me.
Which brings us to our last game of the week, being the Panthers at the Saints. The Saints are favored by 7.5 points. I'm going to take the lead on this one. I don't think the Saints have played super great. I think they've been very up and down. Drew's kind of had a noodly arm so far this year. And I think the Panthers have been, like, really weird. Like, are you okay or are you not okay? You know what I mean? Like, are they somewhat good or are they somewhat not good? They lost this week. I think that it will be the Saints win, but by much less than 7.5 points, so I'm going Panthers.
Fair enough. So do you think the Panthers win, no?
I don't care. I have to bet against the spread, not who wins.
Okay.
What do you got?
I'm letting Daniel start that one. Go ahead.
I think that is Michael Thomas playing. I believe he is, right?
I think he got suspended just the one game.
Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, the Panthers are 3-3, I believe, right? Or 3-2. I think they played 5 games.
3-3.
3-3. I think they've severely overperformed to this point. I think the Chargers should have beat them. They had no business losing that game. You know, our team looked like shit, and they're just getting a little bit lucky. You know, see McCaffrey's out, bro. So, like, that's unfortunate for them. I just think the Saints are much better than what they're doing right now, and I think they are going to win by over 7.5, so I picked them.
Saints as well. I'm going Saints. 7.5 is a fat spread, and so I'm skeptical about it. However, I agree. It's in the Superdome. You know, how good Drew has been in the Superdome. Division game. How many times have I said it's a division game? It should be closer. Panthers have been playing okay, especially with Mike Davis coming in and playing really well for McCaffrey. However, they just kind of got figured out last week. And it's going to be a big thing. You know, it's not like they don't have film on their former quarterback, on Teddy Bridgewater, who used to be on the Saints. You know what I mean? Like, these DBs have literally played against Teddy Bridgewater. So I think that's a fat advantage for the Saints, playing against a quarterback that was literally their backup. 7.5, yeah, but aren't they coming off a bye themselves?
The Saints?
The Saints.
Yeah, they are.
They are. Yep. The Saints coming off a bye. Teams coming off a bye always play phenomenal. Again, they're playing at home. They slept in their own beds. I know that's small, but, you know, 7.5 is not out of the question to me. I think they win by at least 10. So I think the Saints is a good pick for me as well. I think I'm going to go 5-0 this week for the first time since Travis did it 2 weeks ago. So fuck Travis.
There it is.
Hey.
Heyo. Okay. Do we
That was
want to talk NBA?
That was a good little spread, bro. We'll save NBA for another time because we kind of went really far into the NFL.
Yeah, very.
Daniel, me and you are the really only ones that have followed the MLB this year.
Yeah.
The World Series, it's going to be the Rays and the Dodgers, man. The Rays almost blew a 3-0 lead to the Houston that no one wanted to see there anyway.
Thank God they did.
Thank God they did. I know this is funny, but Manny Margot and Hunter Renfroe, both of them played on the Padres last year. They won the pennant at Petco Park.
Yeah.
They won it at Petco. So, like, 2 former Padres won it at Petco Park. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the Rays. I'm hoping the Rays pull it out. You know, the Dodgers, beat the Braves after the Braves were up 3-1. Man, I don't know what it is about the Atlanta teams blowing big leads, you know. And I'm sorry for Garrett. Garrett's, my best boy. I golf with, and we talk sports more than I talk sports with you guys sometimes. And I feel bad for the guy, man, about the Braves game. He's a huge Braves fan. Huge Braves fan. Braves in Georgia, and Georgia took a fat L to Alabama too. So he's having a rough week. But I don't know. I think the Dodgers do win it. I think they win it in 6. But I am hoping to God the Rays pull it out. Because why? Because fuck the Dodgers.
All right, speaking off that, I'm a Dodgers fan. And all I'm saying
fuck
is...
Travis too, by the way.
Obviously, I'm not the biggest baseball guy. I don't watch a whole lot of games. I usually watch, like, Dodgers playoff games, especially, or I'll recap and know what's going on. I watched that Game 7 from the first pitch to the last one.
Isn't baseball exciting when you got your into it?
I know. I was super into it. Like,
you're almost on the edge of your seat after every pitch. I love it.
Yeah, like, I was watching that. Like, I was nervous about everything that was happening. I was watching all the field shifts. I was like, no, baseball's cool. I just think that 162 games is a little much in the regular season. But playoff baseball I love. I'm all about it. So It's going to be a fun series. I don't know if you brought it up or not. I was in the bathroom for a second.
No, it's kind of just what I just mentioned. It's just like how they got there, how they beat the Braves in a 3-1, and then also with the Rays were up 3-0. And
they almost blew a 3-0 lead. That would
that would have been wild.
And then the Astros doing it, ew.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone hated the Astros. So thank God that the Rays got in it. The Rays have been a great team all year, so I don't want to discredit them. I don't want to count them out. The Dodgers have ironically kind of taken that Laker role where everyone expected them to be there, but they were underdogs because they were doing so shitty at some point. You know what I mean?
They're just kind of
That's that weird little, I'm the top dog, but I'm playing the underdog role. The Dodgers are trying to play that off. I'm not buying it. They're always been the top dog. They're fucking 42-16 this year.
Yeah.
Like they were clearly the number one team.
And it's like Tampa Bay's payroll's $28 million.
And Seager looked a part of the MVP that he should have, and he never did. He's looking great. Mookie has been the most consistent guy.
Yeah, Mookie's
May, Dustin May has looked absolutely unreal. All their pitch, it's the Dodgers' World Series to lose, honestly, and everyone knows that.
But I mean, the last 4 years, that's what they've been. Like they've been like the number one seed. Like they've been one of the best teams.
And I'm hoping they got the Rays win too. To be honest with you,
we shall see.
Do you want to do the game, or do you guys want to end it? Let's do the game.
We'll do a quick game. You guys just skipped over basketball.
We did.
Run it, dude.
It's fair enough. All right.
We're going to save basketball for next
We
week.
have a game that we have played beforehand. It's one of our league favorites, or whatever you want to call it. It's the famous, does Daniel know his jersey number or not?
I love this game.
This is one of the funnest games.
It's the funniest shit.
You bastards.
Okay, Chris, you can play. Aaron, you're
he
playing,
know
I'm
it?
playing. Daniel,
Why
we
is
all
this game so funny?
Just to recap the rules, I am playing as well. What we are going to do, aside from Daniel, so me, Aaron, and Chris, we are going to hear
I love
a
this
professional athlete's name, and we're all going to determine yes or no if Daniel's going to know his number, his jersey number. If we get correct, if we get it correctly, like I say no, Daniel doesn't know it, and he doesn't know it, I get a point. And then if Daniel, the way that Daniel gets points is all he has to do is know the jersey number, and he gets the point. That's
Did you give me some hard ones?
No. I did not give you some hard
Daniel,
ones.
they're never that hard, bro.
Okay, so Daniel.
You know what? I want Aaron to text Travis and Chris to text Travis the number that they are, and then if they get it right, then I'll feel even worse.
Okay.
Can you do that?
No.
No.
Why?
I'm not going to do that.
Some of
So
these are
different.
easy.
Or at least Aaron.
No.
Okay.
All right, fine.
All right,
Guess I'll go
fine.
fuck myself.
So, Daniel. Yeah, no, you're Daniel. We all know the number.
Fuck yourself, man.
Damn it.
Okay. So, Daniel, don't show any reaction, obviously, because you want to win and not let everyone know.
I'm going to keep it super straight
The
face.
first name on the old-fashioned Daniel doesn't know any jersey numbers game is Antonio Gates. Chris, do you think Daniel knows Antonio Gates' number?
Chris,
Chargers for
Chris, what
20
you think,
years.
bro? Chris, come on, baby.
I want to say yes.
Oh,
Yes, he does.
No.
Are you kidding?
What is it?
85, bro.
All
Stop.
right.
Get out of here. With
Everybody
that
gets-
BS.
Just so
Let's
you know,
go, W.
Just so you know, I'm going to guess no on every single one.
Listen, I watched Antonio Gates in the
Yeah, I was
practice
gonna say,
squad.
I don't care.
Run for
No one
touchdowns,
cares. You
20
still-
years.
I don't
Okay.
care what you watch.
I had a
Okay.
good story, but I guess I'll just shut
All right,
up.
next
no worries,
question.
guys.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for shutting up.
Sorry, guys.
Next name.
All right, go.
Jerry Rice. Aaron, you started. Do you think he knows Jerry, the greatest wide receiver, if not football player?
I know it. It's the,
I know
that's
you know it.
That's the
Do you think
frustrating.
Daniel
I
knows
know
it?
it.
You could look on his face. He's trying to think
I'm
of
looking.
I'm trying to think my hardest right now.
Are you shitting me?
Low key, maybe
Aaron?
high key. I mean,
Yes.
I'm going to go yes. He knows it.
Chris?
Chris.
Chris?
Chris?
No. I think I know it. I don't know.
If you don't know this, I'm so
Oh,
mad.
Chris, yes or no?
Yeah, no. That's a no.
I'm going to stay true to myself. No, you don't know.
I think it's 81.
it's 80.
Shit. Sorry, guys.
Point for Travis and Chris.
T.O. is 81.
You
I
got
blew
it.
it there.
Good job. T.O.'s not on the list.
All right, good.
All right, this
Daniel,
one.
I hate you.
This one, I don't know. This one's a little on edge.
This is tough.
Derrick Henry. Chris, do you think he knows Derrick Henry, one of the leading candidates for MVP this year?
No, he doesn't.
No.
And my answer is no as well.
Okay.
Let's hear what you got.
I got it. 22.
Oh, he
22.
got it.
Nailed it.
Good guess,
Who
Daniel.
guessed no? All you?
All of
Yeah.
us.
Everyone
Good
take
guess.
it now, baby.
Good
2 and
guess,
3.
man.
And I was 1 number off on Jay Rice, too, so that ain't bad.
I was actually surprised. I thought you were gonna guess fucking like 90 or something.
I thought
You're
you
gonna
said.
some-
I thought you said.
I thought you was gonna say 88.
At first, I thought you guys said Hunter Henry, and I was screwed. But then I was like, oh, it's Derek. I got it. Isn't that cool?
All right.
Yeah,
this
you know
one-
Derrick Henry, but not your own tight end.
What is Hunter? 82?
86.
86, okay.
Okay.
Hopefully he's not on the list.
Okay.
If he is, I'm good now.
He's not.
Okay, good.
All right. Here's one that you should most definitely know. Alex Caruso. Aaron, what do you got?
I have his jersey.
Damn.
Daniel's got this. Daniel's gonna figure it out.
Chris?
Yeah, I think
figure
he's
it out.
poker facing us right now, so I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to say no.
All right. 6.
4.
It's number
You son of a bitch.
Shit. I was going to think 0 or 6.
You want to know why I'm really good at this game? Because I guess no for every single one.
I'm 3 and 2 right now, right?
Yeah, you're
Travis is winning.
I'm winning. Well, I'm tied with Chris and Daniel. Aaron, you only have one, dude. You keep giving him credit.
I give him way too much credit. I
I'm
hate
2
you.
and 2.
All right,
No,
this-
I've guessed you that you were gonna get it right twice, and you got it wrong both times. I guess you were gonna get it right.
Damn it.
all right. This
I got
one,
D. Henry,
this
though,
one's
baby.
this one's a little tough, so I think we'll be pretty consensus on this one. Travis Kelce, best tight end in football right now.
Dude, he has him on his fantasy team.
All right, Chris, Travis Kelce, yes or no for Daniel?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
87.
Oh
87.
shit!
Hey, I'm 3 and 2.
Good guess, Dan.
3 and 2 is not bad, bro. What?
You're doing great at guessing.
God, I'm pissed I got Caruso wrong.
I'm pissed. I've literally worn his jersey, dog,
I was thinking 6 or 0. I don't
This-
know. why.
and you got both of them would have been wrong.
Okay, this is the last one,
God.
unless there's a tiebreaker.
Okay,
I'll
bet.
make up another one real
I'm
quick.
so mad. Right
Give me
now.
something light.
Okay,
Don't give me
and I
something
will
crazy,
accept.
baby.
I will accept any number he's worn in his career.
Oh,
No
fire.
way.
It's a wrap,
No, I
baby.
Former MVP
Oh, God.
Derrick Rose.
Oh, okay.
Bro, it's easy. Yes, he's gonna get that.
Chris?
No.
No.
1.
One.
Shit.
It's a wrap, dude. What do you mean?
What number is he now?
He's like
24.
37.
He's 25.
All right, well, I
that's
picked
24.
1, all right? So I got it.
I knew he was gonna get one because he's been in Chicago. He had too many Chicago friends that wore Derrick Rose.
Nah, I
jersey.
just-
Guys, believe
yeah,
it or
true.
not, Daniel came in first place.
That a boy.
4 and 2.
He got it. Daniel
Oh, 4 and 2 is not bad, bro.
did. I'm
What?
pretty confident he guessed at least 2 of those.
Which one?
I think you guessed you guessed Derrick Henry.
No, 2-2. I knew it.
All right, and you guessed Travis Kelce.
No, 87, bro.
I thought he knew Travis Kelce because he's on his fantasy team right
like
now.
both of those. No, Kelsey, I was like 90% confident.
You know the 2 you got wrong though were
What?
Jerry Rice and Alex Caruso.
God, that bothers the shit out of me because I thought for sure you're gonna get Caruso, bro. Come on,
was just-
that's our
Number
goat.
6.
Number 1, I'm faded. Number
Oh,
2,
yeah, like that would've
my
mattered.
God.
let me throw that in the mix. All right, any more Wagos? Or are we good?
That's
No,
all
that
I
was
had.
fun. Hey, that was fun. I enjoyed it. We didn't get to NBA. We spent a little too much time on NFL, but if everyone's still listening, a shout out Chris at Copy and Steal, COPY. What's the at and sign?
Ampersand.
Ampersand. STEAL, Copy and Steal. And also follow us, Sports and BS. Follow us on Instagram, on YouTube now. Subscribe. Shout out everyone that's still listening, man. Appreciate y'all.
And also, if you guys have any ideas or something you want us to talk about or some sort of, thing you'd think would be cool to add,
Or
let
if
us
you wanna
know.
get on.
Or if you want to get on. Absolutely. We're still open. We're still working on this. Next week, one of the biggest things we're going to do is tighten up our NFL carousel a little bit. We've drag on that.
That was rough.
Yeah, let us know
That was
what you
long.
think, guys. Like we want to continue to get better and grow, and we need your help to do that.
We got 17 subscribers on YouTube, boys. Over 100 listens per episode right now. Just kind of fire. Drop the bomb on them, baby.
All right. Thanks again to Chris.
All right, amigas and amigos, enjoy it.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Laters.